G'day out there, Timbo Turtle. I'm just doing a little stream because unfortunately Tery isn't able to stream tonight, so anyone who's bored and wants to join in, happy to. I'm just doing it more for practice and for fun. Let's see what we can get into. It's really just going to be me, I think, all by my own son. Let's see where we go. We'll see if there's any chats out there for a start. I need to go and get the chats running so we can see them. Let's have a look. Where is our chat window? That's the first thing to do. That requires a little technical expertise, like actually going to my channel and grabbing the URL for the chat. And then I stick it into the system. We go into URL for the chat. I'll turn it off. You don't want to hear that. And let's see where we go. Okay, we go up to here. I have chat. Yeah, pop that out. Pop chat out. And we put this over here into the chat window. You can't see any of this, so I'm sure it is very boring. Nobody else is there. Oh, g'day. We do have Armageddon. How are you, Armageddon? You probably realised Terry's not streaming today, so I'm just seeing what's going on. Let's have a look and see what's around. I don't think any other ones are joining us. I did see Blue was sitting in Terry's channel, but I suspect Blue... I'll turn it on so Blue can hear me. I suspect Blue's already worked out that Tery doesn't have a stream tonight. But I'm running a stream. Judy, no, afraid Judy, no stream for Tery tonight. But it looks, he did leave a message over in his Discord for us. I haven't seen much of the other guys either. I think Alan's floating around. Blue's on. Oh, where's Blue?
Yeah, I'm here.
You're here. Let me put Discord on. Discord. I'm just running it over on my channel just for something to do, Blue.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, that's good. And
yeah, I'm sitting over in Tery's Discord.
Yeah, well, I've got that running up on my channels, and it just you and I, which is overly exciting. So what did you think of our... I watched a little bit, a reasonable bit of it, Shikey's and Bev's little thing on your channel yesterday.
Oh, good Lord, I swear on Bev's channel,
yeah.
I didn't waste my time watching what Bev did. I can predict what Bev's going to do. It's quite obvious. He was doing it. He was doing it all the way through the debate. He's just going to whine and complain that I didn't moderate it properly and this and that. Well, hell, look. Come on. Shikey is an expert at over-talking people, just like Bev is.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, either I can just start putting one on mute and let the other one talk, and then put him on mute and and swap back and forth, or I just sit back and stay out of it.
Yeah.
Although I did call Shikey out a couple of times and said, hey, you gotta let him talk. And I never did that to Bev, but they're all whining about my moderation. Well, I didn't have a dog in the damn fight. No. I didn't really care.
Well, that's what I thought was weird. It was sort of like you just thought. I don't think they could get past the idea that you were just allowing you to use your channel, and that was it.
That's all.
It's like you weren't feeding Shikey lines to say, because I would hope not. Because
I'll tell you the only time I involved myself at all, well, 2 times. Once at Bev's request, I might add, but the first time was when Bev put up that damned elevation drawing, which is a non sequitur. That is not a proof of any fucking thing. And I was not going to listen, just sit there. Shaky wasn't calling him out on it. I wasn't going to sit there and let Bev get away with that. That's proof of absolutely nothing. You prove that somebody drew a picture or something. So what?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's just called an elevation drawing, and the thing is, he gets elevation wrong all the time, which really frustrates me. Elevation is a reference. It's a distance from a reference, and
That's all it is.
yeah,
You could do it in a table if you wanted to.
yeah, that's right.
We do it graphically just to make it easy for human beings to understand it. But there's
I
nothing
mean,
stopping you from tabularizing elevation versus distance from a starting point.
Yeah,
You can do it that way.
I mean, Bev was whinging, whining that he wanted you to moderate on points that just didn't need moderation. What was I can't remember. There's one point he says, moderator, don't we need this point clarified or something? It was about, I think it was
Yeah,
about
it
a
was.
meaning of a word, wasn't it, or something, wasn't it? Or
Yeah,
I
they
can't
were
remember.
they were they were discussing something and expecting you to say, "Oh no, it's
Yeah.
just such and such." It's not like it's not. Hey, that's not the point of a moderator.
Yeah, that a moderator is not a
Not a
judge.
judge.
No, that's right. Yeah, I know. I was actually a blue staying silent, and I knew you would, and you just stayed absolutely silent and never said a word. And I thought, yeah, good, that's a good move. Just say nothing, because I mean, there wasn't. I mean, the talking over each other wasn't that bad, really. I mean, I've seen a whole lot worse. I mean, it
I
wasn't
have
a
too.
dumpster fire. Yeah, it wasn't a dumpster fire at the end of the day. So there was nothing wrong with the moderation at all. It didn't really need moderating.
No.
No, I was doing the absolute best I could just to stay hands off and let them go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I say, the only time I got into it was I wasn't going to let either one of them drag non sequiturs into it,
Yeah.
because then the thing
Yeah.
just goes off in all kinds of crazy ass directions. And then Shaky did it too,
Yeah, I know exactly.
but he did it with what Bev put up there on the screen. He just took it and fucked with it. That was funny.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about non sequiturs. It just brings you completely off the subject sometimes. It just goes off, like you say, in different directions. Pointless.
Yeah, to me, that's the job of a moderator.
Yeah.
Try to keep it on track.
That's right. We're
I wasn't quite sure what the game plan was. I had only had a chance to talk to Shaky for a few minutes before that thing, and it was clear to me from what Shaky told me that it was just going to be a goat fuck from beginning to end. Um, because all Shaky wanted to do was just try to make Bev take a stance, and then Shaky would refute it. That's never going to work because Bev is never going to take a fucking stance.
no.
Yeah.
That's his whole stick. Is not what I'm saying. I never said that. I don't mean that.
Like Chait was sort of saying, like, don't give me dictionary definitions. I want your definition. You give me your definition. He kept pushing on that, and I was thinking to myself, Chait, you're not going to get that. You're not going to get it. Just
No, it's exercise in futility for sure.
Yeah.
See Judy Bassett out in the chat. Hello, Judy.
But in a way, I suppose it kind of proves a point, really, that he's not going to commit to taking a position, and I think kind of proved that in a way. Not that it really needed proving, because everybody knows anyway. But you see where I'm coming from. It just kind of emphasizes, what Bev's really about. He's just going to stick to his own narrative and nothing else. But everybody knows that. He is a flat earther, or at least he was a flat earther, or was pretending to be a flat earther. Now,
He still is.
Still is, yeah. Still
He
pretending.
still is. That never changed.
Yeah, I agree.
You cannot say a level is horizontal without saying the earth is flat. That's impossible.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well,
regardless of whether Bev wants to acknowledge it or not. That is the truth. That statement alone says the Earth is flat.
Yeah, I mean, it just amazes me that his followers just don't see that. You know, you go to his Discord. I mean, well, you've been there. I don't need to tell you. You know, they just follow his every single word, and it's kind of like a whole room full of just yes men, and they just don't see it. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Well, that's.
I mean, you know, it's as obvious as it's obvious as throwing a brick off a cliff and hitting the floor. It's, you know, how can you not see it? I don't get it.
I mean, I wonder into his. I never ever type in his Discord, but you just sit there and you sit. What are they thinking? Because they put up a lot of times it's just memes. I've just got it up on the channel at the moment, but it's just sort of like a lot of times it's just memes. Well, then they put up points, and you think, oh, they're saying they somehow won something, and you're sort of looking at it and saying, what the. What have you won?
What are you talking about? Yeah.
I don't get it. So there must at some level that they have. Obviously, they know between themselves, but it means absolutely nothing. I look at it and think, I don't see where you've won it. I mean, particularly a lot of the stuff that Mike Jones puts up, but we know what he's like.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Mike Jones. Oh god. Yeah. Oh, dumb as a brick. It's just his followers are just so childlike. You know, it's almost like, you know, Bev is the daddy, and like they're the children, and they just sort of follow on like little ducklings. You know, that's kind of how I see Bev. It's like mummy duckling, and they just follow along, quack 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 quack, saying the same shit as he's been saying. You know, that's kind of how I visualize it.
That's a good analogy.
Level is not horizontal. Level is not horizontal. Level is not horizontal. You know, so same thing he's saying. Yeah, that's,
Yes.
and Flatsword and his followers are kind of like on another level. They're just all as dim as, well, actually dimmer than Flatsword is. I mean, Flatsword is just so dumb. He really is. I mean, you think Bev's dumb, but Flatsword really is as thick as
Flatsword is, as they say, as thick as two short planks.
Yeah,
That's right.
That's it. It's a very common English expression, that one. As thick as two short planks.
Yes.
Is that a common American expression as well? Thick as two short planks, is it?
Yeah.
Is that? Oh, okay, it's quite common. I thought it was just more of an English thing.
No, I always thought it was an American thing.
No,
But anyway, maybe it's just common. Maybe it just came off the boat.
It's sort of
common
common
everywhere.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it maybe came off the boat. Everyone
Probably. Yeah. It's probably got some other origins. You know, probably somewhere like, I don't know, Portugal or Africa or something, and we all think it's our own, but it's not. You know.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
Yeah. Quack 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 quack.
Quack, quack, quack. Yeah, I was going to pull up some of that. I've got it up here. Could see what other dirt came out of that sharky thing. Although I was watching the top left, I noticed Alan. I don't know if Alan's coming on. Obviously, he might have seen. I might see if I can give him a poke. If he wants to come in, he's around.
I actually had that debate when I was having a bath. I listened to that debate when I was actually having a bath. Believe it or not, I put my phone on some little speakers I've got, and I just put it in the side of the bathroom when I was having a bath and just listening to it. Those most bizarre things. I just wanted to listen to it, so I thought, well, I need to have a bath. So I had a bath, and I just sort of had my bath while I was listening to it. And thinking about it is quite funny. Listening to the debate while you're having a bath. Why not?
Yes. Well, I try and put stuff on during your work, although it can be distracting sometimes. But yes, I'll just have it keep going. I don't know what farmers is not on. Just to let you know.
I thought Tery was going to do it a little bit earlier.
Well, he was, but then he just he disappeared. So he put a note.
Oh, was he here earlier on? Was he?
Well, he put a note in his Discord that there was no stream tonight. So.
Oh, there's no. Oh, I didn't know. Sorry. Right. Okay. All right.
So we're just sitting on my channel because there's no stream tonight. So.
Oh, okay. I hadn't even looked on. hadn't even looked on the Fair Suck. Is he written it on Fair Suck? Is he?
Yeah, he put in about 7 o'clock. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. So we'll see.
So, I just started a stream and chatting because, it's Wednesday night, and that's what I usually do. So, I thought I'd.
Well, you're doing a stream right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. You're live at the moment, are you? With us talking.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I thought you'd realise.
Yeah.
No clue.
Yeah. Gotta be careful what you say. Come and sneak up on you.
No, nothing came up on my notifications about you doing a stream. When did you start it?
Let's have a look. Not that long ago. 15 minutes.
Oh, all right, okay.
Just cause, it says. Maybe I'm not in your notifications. Probably am. I'm not in mine.
Yeah, well, you should be. You should.
not
pop up.
I'm not in my notifications. And Judy says she is listening.
You're not in your own notifications.
Yeah.
Judy is listening to you. She says.
Oh yes, obviously, yeah, Judy. Yeah, we are listening. Yes. Armageddon Fire, Judy Bastard, Spooky. Yeah. Hello, YouTube world.
Hello.
All 5 watching.
There's a funny little exchange between me and Bev over in my channel.
Oh, there. Let me.
Over on my server, and let's see if I can.
Let me flick it. Oh well, unless you want to put it up yourself.
Well, let me try to find out where it.
See if you can find it. Just stick it up in the live stream. I'll stick it up.
Oh, it's all over the place. I can just.
You remember? Is this
Let's see. I sent.
was this in Jones of Solomon or in?
No, it's in level is horizontal.
Level is horizontal.
Horizontal. Yeah.
Horizontal. I can't do it. Obviously.
So I said to Bev, when surveying, the foreground doesn't matter if the background contains an identifiable elevation above a datum. So saith the surveying fairy. That apparently made him mad.
He should.
His response.
Where's his response?
His response was, I've never used the background when surveying. The measuring rod is the focus every time for me.
Oh, there it is. Yes. Yes.
So down a ways.
I still want to know how much surveying he actually has done. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
down a ways.
He seems to keep changing his mind, doesn't he? You know, he's either done surveying or isn't done surveying. But he keeps saying that he has, and then he says he hasn't, and I don't know.
That video of him waving. Go on, you go.
I said, you're telling me that in your vast surveying experience, you've always had the rod slammed up against the lens of the auto level. There has never been anything between you and the rod? That sounds fucking crazy to me, to be honest.
Yeah, what are you surveying if you're doing that?
Yeah, how do you put the rod away from the instrument and not have anything in the foreground?
That's right. Well, the other thing is when you're surveying, you're actually picking up something. It's not the rod is just there to measure it. It's not that.
He hasn't answered that one or this one. I said, just out of curiosity, what would happen if there were 2 rods visible at the same time? Will the auto level stop functioning? I'm waiting on that.
Still waiting on that. He seems to have got focused on Stark Order. But yeah.
I wonder if we need to get in touch with the auto level manufacturers to let them know of this potential paradox. Some unsuspecting carpenter might make a mistake one day and have a second rod leaning against the truck in the background and destroy the entire universe. Lights in the sky, every fucking thing. So yes. I'm waiting to see what he says.
Nothing.
He's going to ignore me.
Yeah, he's not going to go down that track.
Those guys can say the dumbest fucking things.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yes, they're a bit like that.
See, I think Bev's just acting dumb because he needs to keep like within his narrative, you know, and that's why I kind of see difference with some flat earthers. I mean, then you get somebody like Flat Sorted who's just naturally dumb. He's just dumb anyway.
Yeah.
Just see where I'm coming from. So I don't think Bev's all that dumb, to be honest with you. He's just trying to stick so closely to his own narrative that he's not willing to shift. So he kind of plays dumb and then appears dumb. But I just don't think he is, quite honestly. But I don't know him enough to
No, I
like
don't. I
speak
don't
about.
think he is either.
Yeah,
I think he's one of the more dishonest ones out there. I think
absolutely,
he knows very well what he's doing.
absolutely. Yeah,
He
totally.
can't get lucky that many times in a row, you know, because I mean, you can get him right to the edge, and you're just about to push him over, and he knows how to escape and run and head some other direction.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
He
Yeah.
sees what's about to happen to him.
Yeah. He seems to be able to transfer that just enough to know, okay, I don't want to be in this this part of the conversation. Let's distract or do whatever.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, same. Nah, I've got to actually we'll put that up. I've got your Sharky's one. Let's transfer that. Actually, if I live stream, you guys can see it too.
For proof, but
Hang on a sec.
Oh yeah.
Let's where are we? Discord. We want to be in here, and we want to go to there. Oh no, I don't want to go to there. I want to go there. And then I want to go to here, and then we want to share my screen. Yeah, go live. There we go. You guys can see that, can't you? If you're in Discord, have a go. Let's see what goes
I'm
on.
not sure if I'm in your Discord.
No, you Terry's Discord. Yeah, have a go. Where we
Oh.
are. That's where we're talking. That's where we're chatting. To see.
yeah. His live that he's doing below in here.
Got it.
Got it. Oh, where's the cursor gone? There it is.
obviously, I don't think you can do like a definition for definition, can you?
Bev,
Yeah.
I'm not going to do definitions. You
Oh,
going
okay.
to do the definitions. You going to do the proof. You have a proof. You want the debate. That's simple.
Oh, you wanted the
I
debate.
didn't. I
Yes, you did.
didn't say.
Blue Marble
Bev,
decided he wanted to
Bev,
host it.
Bev, I didn't say anything about vertical and horizontal. I'm not going to debate. It's not a debate. My definition against yours. I'm going to prove to you that your definitions can't be proven geometrically, as you claim you can.
Okay. Well,
So
here's
the
one.
first thing you do is you pull up a definition from a dictionary. Bev,
Yes.
I want you to define horizontal. Can you define horizontal?
Parallel to the plane of the horizon. Horizontal.
Now,
Yes.
parallel, you mean a straight line. Let's be clear. A straight line,
A plane.
horizontal,
is a plane.
is a plane that is
Yes.
parallel to
To the
another
plane of
plane.
the
Away from you,
horizon.
Kenny.
So you
You can't hear me. Turn the mic on. You can hear me better. Yeah. They go on with that for a bit. Hasn't Bev changed his opinion of horizontal? Like the horizon?
Oh, he gives multiple definitions of it. Just watch it. It's incredible.
don't
Yes.
have enough planes. You now need another plane.
What do you want?
I don't know. What is this plane of the horizon?
What is the plane of the horizon? It is the thing that all horizontals parallel to.
What? That's
There's another one.
great circular definition. There. You just committed a fallacy. You said, well, I asked you, what is horizontal? You said it's a plane parallel to the plane of the horizon. What is the plane of the horizon?
It's where it says here. It says horizontal.
I don't
right
care what he
angles-
says.
At
Bev.
right
I
angles
don't.
to the vertical, parallel to level ground. Don't get
Bev,
tricky about this when it does say
Bev,
flat
Bev.
or level. A horizontal position. Being in a
Bev.
prone or supine position, recumbent, near or on or parallel to the horizon. Measured or contained in a plane parallel to the horizon, a horizontal distance.
Bev.
Yeah.
His words in the dictionary. Proof.
Yes.
Are they a proof?
No, you asked me
Are
for
they
the definitions.
Well, I'm
No,
asking
you asked me
for
for the
definition.
definitions, and I said, first off, we'll deal with the definitions. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
we
are you
start-
all right with these horizontals?
Bev, stop talking about over me. You said horizontal plane. It's a plane parallel to the plane.
You said you
of the
wanted me to state my case, and you give me some
Well-
definitions. So I'm starting off with
no,
horizontal. These are the
you will give me
definitions.
one definition of horizontal, not
Okay.
13.
Okay. Well, this one here, Merriam-Webster. You like Merriam-Webster?
I don't
Is
care.
that a good
Bev.
dictionary of choice for
Bev,
you
it's
guys?
your definition.
Do you like it?
Bev, it's your definition.
That one there. Parallel to, in the plane of, or operating in a plane parallel to the horizon or a baseline level. Horizontal
So-
distance.
So it's a bit different from the other. Which one you choose? Bev? Let's not be all
You can
over
have
the place.
Any of them, they all mean the same thing.
No.
don't they?
We'll not go all over them. You will pick one definition that satisfies your definition of the horizon.
You're not going to
No,
get
it's
it.
not the
Bev. You're not
definition
gonna
of the
get it.
horizon.
Sorry.
This is the definition of horizontal.
Sorry. My
Yeah.
bad.
Don't
bad.
get tricky, right?
My bad.
Okay.
Your definition of horizontal. Pick
Yeah.
one.
That one there. That was a good one.
Which one?
Which one? That one. Parallel to, in the plane of, or operating in a plane parallel to the horizon or to a baseline level.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Parallel.
That's a good. I think that's one of the best definitions. That's Merriam-Webster. Check it for yourself.
Bev,
Just to make sure I'm not lying.
Bev, hold on.
Yep.
This is not the Bev show. This is a debate, back and forth. So parallel is a geometric term. No problem there.
Yep.
The plane of the horizon is
Yep.
not a
A
geometric.
plane is a geometric term.
That's fine. The plane of the horizon, I
Mhm.
don't know what it is.
You don't know what
What?
the plane of the horizon is. Well,
Absolutely
turns
not.
out it's parallel to every horizontal. So
No, you need to no,
Circular.
it's not parallel to.
Let's
It's
just be
all
circular.
horizontal parallel to it. You forgot, Bev.
Yeah, just a tad.
You forgot. You can't base your definition on something and say that definition is based on the others. No. So what is the plane of the horizon? I know.
I got to step away
What
for
do you
about
say?
10
You
minutes.
have
I'll
a
be back.
plane
You're right,
parallel to another
Righty.
plane. That's what you say.
do you know what the horizon is, right?
You know what? I don't know what the horizon is because
not?
you keep changing your mind about what the horizon is.
Yeah. he
Tell
does.
me what the horizon
Yeah.
is.
The horizon is an apparent position where the sky meets the ground or water or whatever it is, right? Now, the totality of
Well, there's
that
nothing wrong with that definition.
No,
but
no, I don't
would
mind that
form
one.
You
a
keep
plane,
changing your
wouldn't
mind.
They thought, I don't know.
As
Can
you
read-
as you
This
Can you
totality.
read?
as you spin around.
Bev,
as you spin
Can you
around.
read the definition from
What?
Euclid of totality?
Yeah, Cheeky goes on with it, but it's this totality. It's like, well, what's a totality? And then he goes on, 360 later on. I'll just point him back up. I'll come back to here in a sec, but did you see the start of this?
Not right at the start. No, I didn't see that bit where you're probably going back to. I missed the first. I don't know.
This
5, 6
is,
minutes, I think.
Contrary to what Images said a few minutes ago on
Yeah,
all
let me
I-
just see if I can get forward
Okay.
to.
10 minute.
What do you mean proof? Proof.
Didn't
Intro.
They go through your usual stuff. Okay, you're starting a debate.
Yeah.
What do you
Yes.
think Bev's going to start with?
You
Yep.
need
Well, level is horizontal. Maybe I don't know. Probably.
No.
That was
No.
This is
Yeah,
his.
can I
this
just
is-
ask what the fuck?
you have
Yeah, that's
Oh, shit.
his video. Fine.
Here you go. I think it's here somewhere. This is his starting argument.
Model Affliction Blues. No, I didn't see that.
I thought you have some his video.
I am watching it.
Yeah, hang on, just checking. Monkey restarts it, hopefully.
I thought you have some opening statement.
Yeah, can I just ask?
Hang on.
Had you-
Sorry,
Well, play it then. What,
I was just
what was I
trying.
watching?
I was just trying to get to the
all
start.
I'm
That was the
doing-
end.
All I did was offer my channel. Although I don't think that's doing to sit back and tell me which.
And that's translating and make
Okay,
This is a debate.
okay. I think we're at
And
the.
being a debate, are we having the format of 10-minute openings? And then we'll go.
proof.
Well,
is on
well,
you.
Excuse me, fast
Should-
forward now. I'm just trying to find the start of that.
Don't worry, just play it. It's all right.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Okay, wait a minute, let me sort my screen out.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, here we go.
Okay. 5-minute video.
Yeah, man.
You got audio, Bill?
Yes, he has.
I'm not hearing it.
Comes on shortly.
Why not? Keep it going. Let me see if I can get this sorted out. I had your audio just fine.
His video.
Just play it, Timbo. It's all right.
I am. Yeah.
Don't have to keep going back and forth.
It seems like it skipped the end. This is has Blues trimmed it out of his
I thought you have some.
oh that's,
Maybe.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
can I just ask?
I think Blues trimmed the what Bev did. This is why I think I'm having trouble. Bev played this song for like 2-3 minutes. Model Affliction Blues.
Oh, he played a song, did he?
Yeah, and that was his opening argument, and it went on for
Really?
2-3 minutes. Yeah.
A song.
When Blue comes back on, I'll have to ask if he's trimmed it out because that's what I was trying to find was the
Yeah,
start.
well, I don't blame Blue anyway. That's the sort of thing that Blue would do, and I don't blame him because why? He doesn't, it's pointless.
So this is what this was the end of it, which I thought was hilarious.
Just play it. Yeah, just play it then. Go ahead. It's all right.
I thought you have some opening statement.
Yeah, can I just ask what the fuck was that, Bev?
That was the opening video. Model
That's not a
Affliction Blues. That's
video.
why
Damn
we're
it!
here.
That's Jesus
What's
Christ,
the
Bev.
video? World famous.
I
Buster.
object to that bullshit. World famous in whose mind?
This is my opening.
Not
statement.
mine.
Sorry.
Let's say it upset
This
Blue.
is the
Don't
debate
do
with
that shit to
Chaiki.
me.
You got-
You got
What
it?
do you mean?
Don't
So,
ever do that
this
shit
is-
to me again, Bev.
This is a debate between me and Chaiki, isn't it?
Playing a song. That's ridiculous.
Hey, Ben, you said opening statement.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was
I'm not
the
surprised
opening video.
Blue edited
going
it out.
on now.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. So, so that's why I was a bit
song.
confused because I was like, "Where's it gone?" But yeah, I've just realised Blue's taking it out. I don't blame him. He was,
I mean, yeah, exactly. Who blame him? I'm like, what is the point in that? You're just playing a stupid Flat Earth song, was it? I suppose it was about.
yeah, usual crap.
I don't know.
Well,
Yeah,
as you imagine,
usual
it was
shit, whatever.
basically you've got a model of Fiction Blues, and as you imagine, it's Blues song. Yes, it was.
And more.
But it was sort of like, what opening argument? It wasn't one.
Yeah, this song's not an opening argument, is it? I mean, like,
There was,
oh, Bev, you moron.
yeah.
Because it returns back on itself. Like wherever you start, you'll
This is
always
back
end
to
up
his-
at the same place, won't you?
That makes it.
I think I
plain.
joined shortly after that issue. I think
Yeah.
perhaps
I
with
don't
Blue
think.
because
I don't think.
Yeah,
hold
they
on.
were saying something
I
that
don't
didn't make
think
any
that
sense to
defines
me.
the
So
plain. Hold on.
So is
Maybe
that
that
what
was
you've
it. It
got a
was shortly
problem with?
after that
Because
one I
this is
joined.
vertical and horizontal being perpendicular, the debate. And now you're having a problem with the plane?
A plane
Yeah.
superficies is that which any 2 points
Yeah.
being taken, the straight line between them lies wholly on that superficies, has nothing to do with all around you,
Absolutely.
anything that you say.
Okay. So any two
What
points,
is the plane?
any
of
two
the
points
horizon?
on a horizontal plane will produce a horizontal line, won't they? Because you've got 2 points. So if you put 2
Any
points
po- any-
anywhere on a horizontal plane, you produce a horizontal line.
Yeah, but you don't have.
That's
a
exactly
plane,
what that's talking about there.
But you don't have a plane yet, do
no,
you?
don't turn it down because it's
Well,
quiet enough.
the
as it is.
U.S.
is it?
military
Oh, it's
says
quite loud
that
at this end.
the
Yeah.
True
Well,
Horizon
I
is
don't
a
care.
horizontal
I
plane.
don't
Yeah.
care what the U.S. military
Okay,
says,
cool.
because that was developed probably the past century.
I'll push it up.
Might sound like
And I
loud
don't
to you
trust
because
anything
you're
from past century.
you're
I
streaming it,
trust
if you know what I mean, on
Euclid.
Discord.
Oh yeah.
You will use Euclid.
I'm getting it firsthand.
You define the points. You show me
There's no
where the
horizontal. There is no horizontal. In
I
Euclid,
know
so
there is
we're
no
gonna have to go
horizontal.
past that then, right?
No. Well, if there's no horizontal, you can't make any vertical perpendicular to it. Then.
Sorry.
If there is no horizontal,
There is
you-
horizontals in reality, though, right? That's the
I-
problem.
I-
Horizontal
that's right.
is a very
Did it-
reality term, right?
What is it? What is?
Do we actually catch Bev saying there are horizontals? There?
Did he? Did he say plural? Did he? That's the first time I've heard him say that.
I don't know, I'll just go back.
PC, Chikey.
Whoops, sorry, too far.
Horizontals.
Bait. And now you're having a problem with the plane?
A plane
Yeah.
superficies is that which any 2 points
Yeah.
being taken, the straight line between them lies wholly on that superficies, has nothing to do with all around you,
Absolutely.
anything that you say.
Okay. So any two
What
points.
is the plane?
Any
of
2
the
points
horizon?
on a horizontal plane will produce a horizontal line, won't they? Because you've got 2 points. So if you put 2
Any
points
po- any-
anywhere on a horizontal plane, you produce a horizontal line.
Yeah, but you don't have.
That's
a
exactly
plane.
what that's talking about there.
But you don't have a plane yet, do you?
Well, the U.S. military says that the True
Yeah,
Horizon
well, I
is
don't
a
care.
horizontal
I
plane.
don't care what the U.S. military says, because that was developed probably the past century, and I don't trust anything from past century. I trust Euclid. You will use Euclid. You define the point. You show me
There's no
where the.
horizontal. There is no horizontal. In
I
Euclid,
know
so
there is
we're
no
gonna have to go
horizontal.
past that then, right?
No. Well, if there's no horizontal, you can't make any vertical perpendicular to it. Then.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's where I
If
thought
there
he
is
said
no
it. Let's see.
horizontal,
There is
you-
horizontals in reality, though, right? That's the
Yeah.
that's the
I-
problem.
I-
Horizontal
that's right.
is a very reality term, right?
So yeah, he did say there are horizontals.
Horizontals, yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah.
It's very unusual for him. It slipped up a little bit.
Mm.
Because that's his argument. It's basically the only difference is that he claims multiple. He claims there's only one
What is
horizontal.
it? What is it?
Yeah, and
level.
he claims there's only
It's level.
one plane of the horizon.
In
so
reality,
therefore
we
the
call
Earth
it
must be
level.
flat.
Horizontal
Right,
is
but-
level.
Got to be, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure
He
he.
said horizontals.
I'm sure he would claim that the horizontals being, parallel lines to that same horizontal. If you pushed him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's always generally said, no, there's only one horizontal plane.
He said horizontals there, I think. Pretty sure.
Oh, you could, if you.
He's getting confused. Your mask is slipping, Bev.
Yeah, it'd have come back. I think the thing with Sharky, because he has some trouble with sometimes saying it, he says some things which are a bit confusing. He doesn't run the same line. I think that throws Bev a few times. I've heard him have some trouble with people who are not English.
Probably
as
doing
their
it on
first
purpose,
language.
to be honest with you, just throw Bev off. Yeah, probably do it
Yeah.
on purpose.
Yeah, the way he does.
Horizontal is level.
Yes.
So why you
Zero
go?
slope.
Hold on. Why you go far to the horizon and stupid definition?
Timbo's live, by the way.
when you
in this
can use
Discord,
level.
by the way, just so that you
I know. I just clicked on it and had a look and thought, oh, I've just got a few minutes before an online meeting while sat in the little car park in Mablethorpe.
I thought you were because I could tell you were on your phone. Yeah, I thought you
Yeah,
might be.
yeah, they weren't quite ready for us, and it was a case of going home and coming back or just sitting here and waiting. So I said, I'll sit here and wait because it's a 3-hour bloody drive. So Tery weren't streaming then?
No,
No,
it was a bit of a
Miserable
shame.
bugger.
today.
He didn't say
Yeah,
why,
shame, yeah.
but he's probably just tired.
I got up this morning like looking forward to it actually, but yeah, oh well.
Yeah, I raced up because I realised it was Wednesday after work, and I thought, oh, I haven't done my quiz.
No, well,
I got the
realised
quiz
last
done.
night.
Yeah, go on.
I sent Terry a message because I realised last night I hadn't said to him that I was going to be here this morning. So
Yeah, I don't know if it's because also I know Paul's not here either, so maybe he got a message from him saying he wasn't going to be here, and he decided he was tired. He just wasn't going to run it.
no, it's fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, he does seem to do it bloody late for him, you know.
Well, he seems to stay up late all the time, and I think I often see that he's on chats and stuff at silly times of the morning. So
Yeah, I've noticed that when he's ended the stream and stuff like that, and later on I'll see him on a chat somewhere.
yeah.
You know, that's kind of like sometimes it can be sort of, for me, time-wise, it'll be sort of, I don't know, 4 o'clock or something. And
Yeah.
I know it's like 3 a.m. for him.
Yeah,
That's right, because they're sort of almost was it 11 hours ahead or something, whatever it is.
well, I'm
Yeah.
running it. It's 11:15 now, so and I'm on the same
Yeah.
time as Tery.
Yeah.
So.
But that's 11:45 at night. It's 11:45
Yeah.
to 12 in the morning here.
Yeah.
It looks quite nice until you step outside and realise it's bloody cold.
Yeah, I stepped out earlier on and yeah, this is cold. So I came in and put the heating on.
Yeah.
So
Well,
we're
well,
just listening to Chike and Bev's thing and just sort of
That
picking
that
them,
was
isn't it?
that was so painful to listen to.
It
Was
was, wasn't it? I was actually listening to that debate in the bath, believe it or not.
I was sort of half sat at the computer, half over the other side of the room, sort of with a compressor going, spraying bits of model and all the rest of it. I'd still got half an ear on it, but it was just 2 odd hours of Bev just struggling,
Yeah.
you know.
Yes. Well, it was, but they didn't get very far. That's the thing. So I've just gone about 20 minutes on, and they're still talking about horizontal.
Do you think plumb is
So I
perpendicular to level?
I don't know.
Okay, you don't know. Well, I'll tell you now. Plumb is perpendicular to level. Just
the other
as
way around,
vertical
actually, but
is
that's-
perpendicular to horizontal. Now,
What?
you can be
Yeah,
upset about my
I
definitions
mean,
of it.
For me, Bev had been bigging himself up and kept saying to us, oh, don't you know what a debate is? Yeah, you don't start a debate by playing somebody's music video.
Yeah, that I didn't know about that. I missed that bit. I joined sort of like, I think shortly after that. That's just ridiculous.
That was the biggest two fingers up to blue I've ever seen. You know,
Yeah.
here's my presentation. Let's play a music video where basically I'm accusing everybody of having a model affliction. Yeah, so do you, Bev. You're so dumb you don't even realise it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying to Blue. I just don't think he is dumb. I honestly don't. I think he's pretending to be dumb, because he's got to play dumb to a lot of points in order to stick to his own narrative. He's got to, and I just don't think he's that dumb. And I mean, he may be a bit dim, you know, but unless you get him onto another subject completely, and then talk to him a lot about different subjects, then you might perhaps establish whether he is dumb or not. But he doesn't. He was never supposed to talk about anything else apart from this.
No.
Whatever the
So it's hard to tell. But...
whatever the current theme is in his Discord. So that's when I asked. That's why I think he gave such a ridiculous response when I asked about what a straight line was, and he went in about radii and stuff like that, because that was what they were on about in their Discord. And it was sort of like, no, just straight line. Pretty, and yeah. So I think they do. He just gets on these channels, and that's it. Yeah, on these threads, I suppose. Better word.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw. I tried to find the start for Matt, and it looks like Blues stripped out the blues from his video.
Blue said he was going to. Nearly hit my car. Blue said he was going to sort of cut that first, because it's about 9 minutes, because I think they had, you know, they took a few minutes making sure that everybody could be heard, and this is what we're going to do. And then we get
a tune,
music video.
I really, and it was like
stupid.
a really dull and boring video of music too. So it was like...
I mean, nobody brings a music video to a bloody debate, for fuck's sake. Excuse my French, but I mean that. I mean, if Bev hears this, don't do that, Bev. That's just ridiculous. That's stupid.
No, that was a deliberate thing. That was a dig at Blue and everybody else, you know. And then, you know, Blue has a go. I haven't done my presentation yet. No, you were supposed to be doing your presentation.
Yeah.
Not playing some video from some anonymous singer who's crap. Yeah, that's just called taking the piss.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I wasn't aware of that until Timbo told me. What the hell was that about? Because I joined shortly after that, I think. Because I think they were on the tail end of like discussing that, and I heard kind of like the last few sort of words of a sentence, which kind of thought, well, I wonder what that was about, but I didn't pay any attention to it.
Yeah.
And then it just sort of like, okay, well, let's carry on then. I'm like, okay, and that's where the point I joined.
Blue made his feelings felt.
Absolutely, I'll do the same. Don't use my stream to play your stupid bloody music video. It's got nothing to do with bloody whatever you're talking about. Absolutely, don't blame Blue at all.
So you go from that, and then you go to the end of the debate, where Bev cops a strop and flounces off.
Oh, did he? I missed the end.
I haven't heard that bit. I was just that's why I was skipping forward, because I was just trying to find...
I won't. If neither of you have heard it, I won't spoil it for you. But but let's just say rage quit.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay.
Oh, I love a rage quit.
Well, we'll get to that then. Yeah. I was about...
Yeah.
We see the whole mountain.
I'll just see what they're at.
The mountain.
Yeah. I just got to put on...
Blue's back. Blue's back.
He's back.
Blue, I wasn't aware of this. I've just heard about the song that he played during your stream. Oh, that is just... oh, my God.
Yeah, he ambushed me with that one.
Yeah.
I was trying...
I let it go against my better judgment, but the more it went, and the reason I let it go is because I thought, okay, he's put some kind of little, he's put a little Buster music in the front, and then he's got something of substance. It was nothing but a music video.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I went off on him.
and yeah, it went on and on.
Yeah, yeah, I went off on him when that finished, and there was nothing else to it. And by the way, I have cut that out of the stream.
Yeah,
Yeah, we noticed.
I discovered that when I was trying to show Matt.
Yeah. You won't
I couldn't find it.
I took it out.
Yeah, but Timbo was like, "Oh, Matt, listen to this. Did you see what he did at the beginning?" And I was like, "No," because I missed that bit. He said, "What did he?" So he was skipping backwards and forwards, and I thought, "Timbo, what are you doing? Why are you going backwards and forwards?" He was so confused. And then he explained, and I said, "Well, yeah, obviously he's cut it out. He's not going to have that playing
Well,
on."
goddamn, if I'll give that son of a bitch airtime for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
If he wants to play Buster music, play it on his channel, not mine.
Blues got rid of the blue.
Yeah. I must admit, I thought that's what he was doing as well. That this was just going to be, 5 or 10 seconds worth of intro and then on to his presentation. And then he says, "Oh no, that was my intro. I haven't done my presentation yet." It's like, dude, this is to debate. This is not how you debate.
I have never seen anybody do that before, ever.
No.
Likewise, yeah.
No, it was ridiculous. And then he tried to say,
It's what we'd say here in England, you dickhead.
Yep.
He knows what it means.
Yeah, well, you start out doing something like that, and then you wonder why I'm not being really friendly.
Yes, he didn't answer his questions about judging the. I can't remember what it was. Yes.
And calling out moderator. Can we have a moderator, please?
There wasn't anything to moderate. You a little bit.
Moderate what?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. You say about a meaning of a word, wasn't it, or something like that? Why does that need moderating?
Wanting me to explain to him what Shaky is saying. What? You think I speak a different English than you do?
Yes, it's the same words.
I know all the same words you know, Bill. I don't know any different ones.
Ask Chucky to make it if you can't understand it. Ask him.
Don't look at me. Goddamn. I told him at one point, I said, I'm at a loss for where to go with this. I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. It was like,
Point to you guys.
you just repeat the same words Chucky said. It was like, okay.
Yeah, that was funny.
I mean, I know Chikey's accent can be a bit strong sometimes, but yeah, I think half of that was Bev was just floundering, and so I can't understand what he's saying.
Oh yeah.
Really?
I could understand what you were saying. So I mean, I agree. I mean, Strikey's accent can be a bit strong, but I would say 95% of the what he's saying, I can understand exactly what he's saying. Quite a bit sometimes, but yeah.
That's just a tactic from dickhead.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're
First,
partway through it
the
now.
whole mountain. That's what the 1200 feet is. We have markers.
Well,
we have
I'm going to bail on you
292
guys because
feet.
I've got a meeting coming up. So I just thought I'd pop in and say
Pop
hello.
in. Drop back in later.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Good to see you, farmers.
Thanks for letting us know we need to watch the end.
Oh, you definitely need to watch the end, but that's all I'm going to say. All right, guys. Catch you later.
Okay. See you, mate.
All right. See you, man.
So we're about part through. I think
That's the harbor.
they're talking about perpendicular. I think.
Wind turbine, and we have 400 feet, which I read from the size of Blackpool Tower and its elevation.
Blackpool
So
Tower comes up a
We
lot.
get 400
With Bev.
feet. And put a person stand to it from the side to the right of the picture.
Yeah.
Oh, have you gone?
Muppet vision, as you call it. It looks like this.
Is that who calls it? I don't call it that. Is that like
Yeah,
an
it's
I
like
call that an elevation profile.
Elevation profile, great. So we have the mountain that we know is Tendigos, is 1,200 feet. The datum, sea level, is below the again, horizontal connects the two 1,200 feet elevation points. below the horizontal, which you claim is horizontal, straight line, there is 1,200 feet. Below is the datum sea level, 0.
Where's
Now
that?
when we move,
Have you got the datum on there?
on the bottom, the blue line is the datum, as much as I could figure out.
Yeah, unfortunately not the best way to do it, but I understand where he's going with it.
So
Like, it's
at,
slope.
at the mountain,
Have you got a sloping
there,
datum?
there, oh, we got a sloping datum there.
You have, haven't
So
you?
at the mountains, this datum is 1,200 feet below the observer. The line that connects the 2 points cross the tower at about 390 feet, and yet a bit further, it crossed the turbine at 290 feet. So, as you can see, those two levels are not a straight line. They are definitely not parallel to the equal elevation points. And all you said is bollocks.
All I said. What?
Yeah, the horizontal is parallel to level, which it's, you said the 2 points connecting equal elevation points are horizontal. They are parallel to level, which we clearly see is not.
I think if I was giving this argument, I would have made to Bev, I don't know if it would make any difference, that where he says horizontal, I would have made that my datum line and said, okay, well, you say datum's horizontal, let's make this the datum line, and then show how, well, if at Blackpool the sea is, let's say, I don't know what it is, 50 metres below the datum, how come the mountain is whatever that's going to be? I don't know, 500 metres or something rather below it. That may make more sense if you say, okay, well, datum's a horizontal. Give him a horizontal datum and show what goes wrong with it.
Yeah, this part of the whole thing, I wasn't too impressed with, honestly.
Yeah.
I wasn't listening to what you guys were saying. I had to step away again for a second, but
Oh, no, it's okay.
given Bev's inability to visualize anything, I can see how this would have confused the living shit out of him.
Yeah.
I think you guys understand what he's doing.
He's trying to do, yeah.
Or what he was trying to do, but there's no guarantee based on the information Shaky has that line he says horizontal is actually horizontal.
No.
What it says is the camera is in line with those 2 points.
Yes.
Off in the distance. Now that may or may not produce a horizontal line. Who knows?
That's that one there.
Yeah. Yeah, you can say absolutely the camera lens needed to be at the elevation of those 2 lines that appear at the same elevation.
Yeah.
Below, but that doesn't mean that you couldn't be above, that you're looking down or looking up for that matter.
Yeah, that's right. So I think the reference would have been is that we know that the base of the mountains are a particular level reported to be, and we know where you are, and you could do the reverse of what.
Yeah, you can't see the base of the mountain, so.
No, I know, but I'm just sort of trying to say because part of this is he's drawing it with, and automatically just goes, hey, I've got sloped datums and stuff, because obviously technically this should be a curve. The blue line should actually be a circular datum. It sort of makes it look like it just gets steeper. I thought so. I didn't think it was the best diagram, I got to admit. It's not wrong. It's not
it
wrong.
leaves a lot to be desired. There's a lot of you can come up with a lot of questions looking at that thing.
Yeah. How are you, Alan, by the way? Sorry, I saw you there. I hadn't done.
Oh, Alan.
I'm not bad, chaps. Waiting for Rosie to get here, but I thought I'd come and say hello.
Yeah, just so you know, because Matt didn't pick it up, so I'm live on my channel, just so everything he said is...
Yeah, I'd seen the notification. Oh, you sent me a DM, didn't you?
Yeah. Just
with the link. That's right.
just because Tery wasn't on, I thought I'd run
I thought
something
you
myself.
might.
Yeah, just for the practice. And it's what I do on Wednesdays. So. Yeah, so we're just running through Bev's thing.
Yeah, go to full screen. It'll make it a little easier for us to see it.
Yeah, how about I do that? We'll get rid of this one. Where are you? I've got one that's full screen. That one. Let's do that. Is that better?
Not seeing it in Discord.
Oh, hang on. Sorry. Let me do that. No, I'm going to change. I'll sort out.
There you go.
I'll sort out what happens in the out in the stream.
That's better.
You guys can see it full screen here.
Yeah, now the stream's
That's okay.
Yeah, now you got to fix the stream.
I'll just fix the stream up. It's all right. Let me push play while I'm doing it.
Horizontal is parallel to level, which it's, you said the 2 points connecting equal elevation points are horizontal. They are parallel to level, which we clearly see is not.
Yeah, but you've just shown that you've drawn a wonky datum line there. You've got
What do
that
you
blue
mean a
line
wonky
is the
datum line?
datum.
I placed the points that cross the straight line on the straight line, and I know
On what
their
straight line?
elevation about the datum, so I need to connect them, the 0 to those points. Do you get it, Bev?
What's the triangle destroyer on the right hand side doing?
That's the island. That's the
Oh, I thought that was like a Dalek or something like that. Shoot.
that's
Well, where's the blue line connect to that? Like, is it not
that's
referenced?
datum. Sea
Yeah,
level,
but
as you can
where
see.
is the datum?
What do you mean? Where is the datum?
Well,
Sure,
why,
you-
does,
3
why doesn't it
points.
go over here to you destroy your triangle? Why's the blue line? The datum stop there. I mean, it's wonky as fuck. Anyway, you've got
What
it
do you mean?
sloping.
Bev,
You've
I got it
you've got your
sloping. I
sea
didn't
level
got it
datum
sloping.
Yeah, you have. That's your picture.
No,
Yes, it is. That's your
I
picture.
used-
You're
no,
presenting it
that's
right
your
now.
argument, Bev.
It's
You
not.
said,
This is your picture.
Bev,
I've not said any of this.
is the straight line connecting two equal elevation points horizontal?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the orange line.
Oh,
Horizontal.
no, it's not. No, the datum. The datum is a straight line, isn't it?
Can you make up your mind, Bev?
You can't have it both
The
ways.
datum, the datum.
Either the datum's horizontal.
That's always a straight
You
line.
did not say that equal elevation points connect the line connect equal elevation points like in the water level is horizontal. Did you say it or not?
Yeah.
You did. So
Yes.
my drawing is right. Equal elevation points at the
With the
observer
water level.
and the Isle of Man. No, not water level. As
You can't go over to the Isle of Man. That's
Oh,
over
I-
water.
What?
The Isle of Man has its own separate datum, doesn't it?
Oh, really?
Yeah, did you not know?
No, I didn't.
The UK.
No,
The
it
UK
most
has a
certainly
datum,
doesn't have its
down
own
in, I
independent
always get this wrong,
datum.
Newlyn, down
Uh-huh.
in the south of the UK.
Yeah.
The Isle of Man
LG.
being a separate place will have its own datum.
You
It's still based on mean sea level. It's not going to be that far away.
think so?
Yeah.
And
Actually,
how much this datum
Wait.
differ? You
Yeah.
it's part of the Ordnance Survey grid anyway. So yeah, it uses the same datum as the rest of the Ordnance Survey grid, which is in fact Newlyn.
Newland. So there you go. So
So you want to tell me that it's not the sea, it's not the water of the sea? How much do you think it's going to help you? What's the difference between the data?
Well, it's its own datum. The same as
What is-
Canada
what
in
is the-
America.
What
You,
is the
you
own
have
da-
a different datum.
what is the own datum of the Isle of Man?
But Bev, all horizontals
Yeah,
are
yeah,
parallel.
This
You
is your
claim-
yeah, that's right.
There's one and only one, plane of the horizon. Have you forgotten, Bev? Are you now
I-
telling us Are you now telling us there are two different planes of the horizon, Bev? Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Argument.
I think that's why. I think that's why Trike drew this diagram the way he did, because obviously Bev says that equal elevations are horizontal. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
if the orange line are all equal elevations, they are horizontal, aren't they?
They are
They are
horizontal.
tall.
Yes.
Yeah.
And hence why the other slopey lines are the way they are, because they're supposed to be straight lines that are parallel to the orange one.
That's right.
But they seem to fail a little, don't they?
Something can't be a straight line. It's either the datum can't be a straight line, or the horizontal can't be a straight line.
Well, I have to go now, guys, because I can hear somebody outside screaming "Grandad."
Ah.
Oh dear. Yes. Hang on, mate.
Later, guys. Have a good one.
See you then.
All right, Ellen. Take care.
You still there, Matt?
He's there.
He's there. He's not talking to me.
May have stepped away.
Yeah, he'll be listening. I assume. No, that was.
You claim.
No, you're the one that. No,
You
you've
claim-
drawn the drawing with the slopey, wonky levels.
You
the datum
claim-
is something like
Wonky
you did
levels. The
that.
levels aren't
You
wonky.
claim there is a different datum for the Isle of Man. Can I see
Yeah.
it, please?
What?
Can I see this datum? What its name? How is it called? Who use it?
I haven't got a clue. You'll have to
yet
look
you-
into it. It's
Oh,
your
well,
argument,
no,
Mikey.
I'm not looking into it. It's your
It is
claim.
it's
You have
your
no
argument.
evidence for a claim. I will dismiss it.
Well, Ireland will have its own datum as well, won't it?
I don't know, babe.
Like
Show me.
France has a different datum. They won't have the same datum because they're reference to a
It's French.
point, a vertical datum.
Is the Isle of Man not part of England? Was it
It's
not
a-
surveyed by the Ordnance Survey?
It's an island, isn't it?
I don't fucking care. It's an island. I
Well,
care
it's
what
gonna
the
have its
datum
own-
is measured
It's good.
against.
Maybe
It's gonna
Bev
have
thinks
its
they
own
can't
sea level
survey
datum.
across the water.
Yes.
You now say that the sea level at the Blackpool is not the same sea level at the Isle of Man. That's what you say.
I'd say they're both reference to their own separate datums. Yeah.
So how much do you think can be a difference between the
I
new
wouldn't
link?
know. They've got
that
their
you
own
would know?
datums, Jokey. It's like how much difference
So
is
you
there
don't
between
know? Shut up,
datum-
babe. Don't bring
What's
it
the
up and
difference
tell me
between
there
your
is a
datum?
difference which I don't know. What I know is
You
that
obviously
I go,
don't know because you don't know much.
About-
You don't know
Bev,
about horizontal planes.
I
You don't
go-
know about vertical planes. You don't
Because
know
I
about
must-
perpendicularity.
because I must not know anything about vertical and
You must
horizontal.
not.
Must not. I mean epoche. Do you understand? In order not to
Your
strawman you, in
Your
order
model
to
dictates.
I didn't finish. In order not to strawman you, in order not to force my definitions on you, I must
Mm-hmm.
not bring them to the argument. I attack your model, not mine,
What
not
model?
your model against mine.
Perpendicularity
Yes.
of vertical and horizontal.
Well, the model, the 2 points of equal elevation are horizontal. That's your model. And
Is
the
it not
plumb bob
yours?
is vertical.
Do
I told
do
you
not,
absolutely not.
you don't have 2
You-
points of equal elevation being on a horizontal plane, do you know?
As I show you, babe, 2 points of equal elevation are not parallel to the water between Blackpool and the Isle of Man, or at least Blackpool and the turbine. They are not parallel, they are not on the same plane, water. So what you say, but the elevation is equal. So what you say that the line is parallel to this water level is false.
He'll just claim he
Therefore,
doesn't
I do
understand.
not agree that it's perpendicular.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if it's perpendicular, which one is perpendicular to? the green, the orange line, or which one of the line segments of the blue line? Tell me which one is it perpendicular to?
You've got a wonky datum, Chikey. You've got a datum that's
I
sloping.
used your definition.
What definition? Parallel to the
Definition
plane of the horizon.
horizontal bed.
Yeah. So which plane of the horizon are you talking about there? Because all horizontals being parallel to the plane of the horizon. You've got, what have you got there? Have you got these these differences in elevation?
Yeah, I got them marked on the tower, and
what are those differences in elevation reference to?
you see the sea level, Bev.
A vertical datum.
Yes.
Okay.
A horizontal datum, actually. But
So all of those elevations are referenced to a vertical datum, and vertical is perpendicular to horizontal, isn't it?
That's for you to prove, Bev.
Yeah. Okay. So
This
we understand.
horizontal, your definition of horizontal, the straight line connecting two equal elevation points, prove wrong because the two points between the tower and the turbine is not parallel.
What are you talking about now? Are you talking
Wind
about the
turbine.
picture?
the one in the middle.
Can you
is
sort of
turbine.
like put a cursor on the screen and let us know what you're talking about?
This.
Okay, so what's
See
what?
the turbine, you see the hub. I know their elevations. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I know the elevation
Can
of
you
the
see
the
which they
tower.
are?
I know the elevation of the tower. I know its size. I can tell where 400 feet is counting pixels.
Where do you reckon 0 is in that picture?
The water.
Okay. But that's higher than the middle of Blackpool Tower, isn't it?
It is.
In the picture.
That's the
Yeah,
question.
it is.
So
but
would
the
you
observer
where
is
would you
high.
measure
Yeah, how did that happen?
Blackpool Tower, the base of Blackpool Tower, from your 0 in that
I
picture?
don't need to measure it. It's been measured. It's known.
It's known.
Known.
Okay. But in that picture that you're referencing, it's higher than the base of Blackpool Tower, isn't it?
What does it matter, Bev? I'm
Because you're
connecting
trying to
a
reference
line
the
of
picture, Taiki.
yes, a
So,
straight line.
but the water is higher than halfway up Blackpool Tower, which it
Uh,
obviously
no,
isn't
that's all-
in reality. So
that's-
you've got a problem between reality
Well-
and your picture. There's a contradiction right in your
Well,
face. Can you see it?
Well, that's where you're wrong, Bev. It's not higher.
In the picture it is, and you're referencing the picture within it, all of your calculations and everything. When you drew your
Oops, not what I wanted to do. They're
Yeah, it isn't.
I'm just looking at that. So according to what I've just looked up, those towers are about 625 feet, so they're taller than. Let's go back to there. So they are taller than Blackpool Tower, or supposed to be.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if what I just typed in what are the height of the turbine, what are the height of the wind farms, and there's a thing here saying there's 625 feet tall.
That may be to the top of the blades.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, the hub. No, I don't know of any wind turbines
That'd be pretty tall.
that would have a 600-foot high hub. No.
Yeah. No, I was curious because of I wondered what the difference. So, if Blackpool Tower's 545 feet, I was just curious to see where the hub was relative, or meant to be relative to Blackpool Tower. So.
Yeah, I would imagine Shocky's 292 to the hub of the turbine is probably about right.
Yeah, I've got one
Those
here.
blades on my damn things are 150 feet or better.
what's to need to do a conversion here because I've got it in meters. Let's do a quick conversion. 2 meters.
Multiply times 3.281.
Yeah. Oh, I know. 304. I was 0.3048, which is what I always used to do. So I've got to hear someone saying that there's usually around 150 meters, which is 150 meters. Wait, 150 meters to
500 feet.
492 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, which was more what I was sort of expecting them to be. Anyway, doesn't matter. I was just curious.
Yeah.
Do you think if we took the mountain out of there, that anything would change about the horizon?
If we took the mountains out, yeah,
Yeah,
because
if we
the
blow it
mountains
up,
are a topographic horizon at the minute. Yes.
We
So like
reduce
it completely change it if there's no
So
mountains
if I reduce it to rebels, do you think the line that is the horizon here,
But Bev, the background
what
doesn't matter.
No.
meeting
Plane
the
of
That's what
air,
you said earlier.
the meeting of Earth and the water,
Your own
would
words,
change one
Bev.
bit
The background
if
doesn't
we
matter.
remove the Isle of Man?
right? If I don't go around destroying the Isle of Man, I don't advocate that. I quite like the Isle of Man.
It's a
They have good bike racing on it, so don't class that.
Bev, it's a thought experiment.
Okay, right. Well, this is why I think they say the plane of the horizon, because quite obviously, the horizon is shaped like a mountain,
Did you hear? Did
and
you
that
hear what
wouldn't
we
be
just
much
said?
That's a
good
new one.
for you to geometrically.
Oh,
build
right.
everything
Horizon is
upon.
shaped like
So-
a mountain, is it?
I've never heard that one before. The horizon is a mountain.
Is he talking about this horizon is shaped like a mountain? I hope he's saying.
Well, I hope so.
Or is he saying
The
any horizon
plane-
is shaped like a mountain?
We'll see, because I got the impression you were saying that the plane horizon is shaped like. But yeah, I think it's got a little bit mixed up, and he's talking about this horizon is the mountain.
of the horizon wouldn't change one bit because of your removal of the mountain, because that's why they use plane and not line of the horizon, right? Specifically.
No. Did you realize what you just said? So this is why I think. You don't know. You think that. You think
Yeah,
you didn't go
of
to
course I do.
clarify with them what they're saying.
Try thinking. Everybody should have a go. at
Well,
that.
you can try thinking all you want, but you can't bring it as fact because you think it.
Well, I would agree with you. Like the plane of the horizon is not altered at all by your theoretical removing of the Isle of Man viewed from 90 miles away. Look at that; it's a fantastic shot.
I wasn't talking
the
about
size of
no
it.
plane. I was talking about the line separating the air
Fantastic
and the
camera.
water.
You know that foreshortening that you can get with it once you have a good camera and a good lens. That's what he does. Like you wouldn't get that normally with any other camera. You wouldn't get it with. the
See what he's
P1000.
trying to do? He's
Yeah,
trying to
that's
deviate.
absolutely right.
Yeah,
isn't he?
you can do it.
He
with
does this all the time.
not as
You know, he
good,
starts
maybe.
Have you got
chatting
a
about other
P1000?
things that have
Check.
nothing related to
Why
what you're
would
talking
I?
about.
Yeah.
For what
Oh.
purpose?
So you say you can do it with a P1000. So I thought
Yes,
you had experience
yeah,
with a P1000.
Look, he has a bigger aperture, so he will make a clearer picture. But P1000 is pretty good. You can get a
Yeah, you
picture
can. You
almost
can
like this.
definitely see the Isle of Man, even from sea level.
I won't change the
can you?
foreshortening now.
At Southport, yeah.
I'd like to see the Isle of Man.
I thought it was funny because he doesn't understand what foreshortening was, because that's not foreshortening.
No.
No, you need something coming at us for it to be foreshortened. But okay, that's all
Right.
right.
Yeah, foreshortening. That's what
Yeah.
what's his name? Why Banger uses a lot of that. doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, something out in the distance running across your field of vision is not foreshortened.
No,
Right.
but that's because I first came across it in art class, of course, where if you've got someone pointing their arm out at you, obviously the length of the arm is less because it's pointing towards you than the physical length
Right.
of it. Yeah, that's foreshortening.
Exactly.
But
looking down the causeway at Lake Pontchartrain. That is
Foreshortening.
foreshortening.
Yeah.
Yeah, effective perspective, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
So the foreshortening's got nothing to do with that line, and the quality of the camera's got nothing to do with that line. You could have a much worse camera and you'd still get the same line. The horizontal.
Exactly the same. Exactly the same. The camera doesn't do a damn thing to this
Yeah.
at all.
I'll see what
Yeah,
else I can do.
foreshortening just has to do with the angle that you're seeing something running away from you at. That's all.
Yes,
And the flatter the angle, the less the foreshortening.
that's right. Oh, I'll see what else they're going with.
From Southport.
Well, jolly good. There's plenty of videos out there.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, my son's got one. Don't worry about it though. I mean, that's not what we're here for, right? You don't want to be checking out my
So
son's
back to
photography.
this. Back to the
Long distance
Let's recap.
photography, do you?
Let's recap. The
Let's
1200
recap. Okay.
The 1200 feet elevation on the Isle of Man and the observer eye
Mhm.
are the same elevation, 1200 feet. There is a straight line that connects them. And this
And that straight line you're calling horizontal, are you?
no, you're calling it horizontal.
Me? No, this is
You
your
see
picture,
this in-
Chaiki.
No. Look at the quotes, Bev. I'm using your definitions of horizontal.
Oh, is that? Oh, right. Okay. Bunny ears. You're bunny earing horizontal as you're using it in a picture, in a diagram, in a
Yes,
debate.
that's not my definition.
It's not your definition, but it is
No,
your
that's
picture,
yours.
isn't it? It's
My
your
picture.
your
Who's
drawing, your
Turn it around
writing,
now.
and your bunny ears that you're putting around horizontal.
Yeah.
Right. This is
So-
your effort in the rebuttal to horizontal and vertical are perpendicular.
No, it's not my rebuttal. It's you need to prove it. You haven't proved it yet. So
Well, you've got this
we have-
picture. Why have you drawn this picture?
No, my
If you're
picture-
not gonna
my
let me
picture-
explain the horizontal and vertical being perpendicular
No,
proof.
because
Why
you
are you doing
said-
this already?
you said,
It sounds like you've got a rebuttal ready with this picture.
Bev, you said horizontal is parallel to level, and I'm just showing you it's not.
Yeah, it is definitely.
I'm showing you it's not.
You show me
Just
like,
proof that it
by
wasn't.
putting bunny ears round horizontal.
By establishing a horizontal
where's
the way you
level?
say.
Bunny ears.
Where's level?
Level is the datum, no?
What level's the blue line?
This what you call horizontal is equal elevation points. It's level.
So you're calling
Also,
that
the
blue
zero-
line level, the datum. Oh, I see. The
Yes,
datum
the
sea
datum
level
is level.
sloping.
The
Okay,
datum
everybody,
is level.
Chaiki
The
is
horizontal is
putting the
level.
blue line as being level, the slopey ones.
I'm sure everyone understands. You don't need to explain it to them. Maybe you're
And-
correct.
So where would you place vertical? Because that's what's the issue here, isn't it?
I
The
need to place
perpendicularity of vertical and
vertical.
horizontal.
I need to place vertical.
Well, there's a good transfer, like you say, Matt, if you're still there.
Yeah, I'm
Transferring.
still here. Sorry.
Yeah, transferring. He was getting into trouble with the horizontal, and now he's gone. Oh, we'll start talking about vertical because obviously,
Yeah.
when you start talking
Yeah,
about level and
deflection, yeah,
horizontal, it's going to be a problem. That's what.
Yeah, it's going to be a problem. So he needs to move that away from that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because it's just going to completely spoil his narrative. So he's not going to entertain discussing that. So he's going to move on to something else.
Well, you
Absolutely.
change it around. So you might come back to it, but
Yeah.
not while it's
Yeah.
sort of running. Yeah, that's sort of what Blue was saying
Yeah.
before. It has this sort of ability to sort of let's move it out.
Yeah, and that's what he does. Because as soon as you start talking about it, he'll talk over you and he'll start saying other stuff. So then you've got to address what he's saying in that. So all of straight away, he's moved you away from the direction that it's going in.
Yeah.
Because he knows that any moment now he's going to get into trouble.
Yeah, we'll
And he's
see.
pretty good at it. I'll give him his due. He's good
Yeah,
at it.
good
He
at it.
really is. He's very good.
Because he said a few
But it
things.
takes something. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say he said a few things there that were contradictory, but they weren't for the way he said it. So say no, what's level? He said, well, the blue line's level. Oh yeah, but that's sloping, so it can't be level. And it's sort of like, well, the pictures. Well, that's because it's a result of what you said. And it's sort of like he's not wrong in saying it's sloping. So, but it's sort of like Yes, but that's because he said this is what level was, equal elevation, and these are all equal elevation. That's the trouble, is that you can't draw what he says it should look like because it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But, yes.
Right.
Yeah, we'll see where he goes.
Well, yeah, because you're rebutting horizontal and vertical being
Yeah,
perpendicular. All you seem to have done is drawn bunny ears around horizontal and then draw a sloping datum sea level.
I'm
It
just
slopes in two different grades. For some
I'm
reason.
just rebutting your claim that level is horizontal. What you call horizontal is also perpendicular to level, because we see
No,
neither of the levels is perpendicular to is parallel to each other.
Mhm.
None of them is the orange line is not parallel to any of the blue lines, and any of the blue lines is not parallel to the other. That's it. Level is not parallel to horizontal, even by your definition.
No, my definition is level is a straight line on a horizontal plane. They're both inexplicably linked.
He's changed
No,
it
he's
again.
changed it,
My
yeah.
definition.
That's
Level.
that's why I
Yeah.
pinned him down earlier.
No, you just said you've
Yeah,
brought
again.
level into it
'Cause he
but
said it was
the
To go against what
debate
he's saying.
Because he definitely said earlier it was to the plane of the horizon. He made it quite clear.
Yeah,
that was
he
the one
did.
he
Yeah,
liked.
absolutely.
That
He
was-
just changed it again. So Chike makes a point to kind of debate what he's saying, but then he just kind of changes the definition again.
Yeah.
So which is it, Bev? You can't have all definitions. Is that what you're saying? All the definitions you've given through this debate, are they all true? Because they can't all be true.
It's true. Yeah, you can't keep changing it to suit your purpose.
No.
That's the point. We'll see where he goes.
is vertical and horizontal are perpendicular, except
It's boring.
right now. Are you bringing
No, I'm buffering.
Blue Marble
It's
Science?
boring.
Are
It's
you
boring.
bringing in or letting Chaiki to bring in except when level isn't horizontal? Because that's got nothing to do with perpendicularity of vertical and horizontal.
No, is it?
It's
Listen,
boring.
you just define horizontal and use the word horizontal in your definition. You know that doesn't work like that, right?
Horizontal and vertical are perpendicular. Is the
That's
debate,
your
Mikey?
claim. That's the
Yeah,
debate.
that's the debate
You
that you
said-
asked for.
You just said
Change it
horizontal
again.
is a straight line on the horizontal plane. You use the
said
definition.
Level is a straight line on a horizontal plane.
Here I show you it's not.
What?
On which plane? On
That's what I
which
say.
is the horizontal? Which
You
is the
said
horizontal
your
plane?
definition, Chaiki, and I interrupted you and said that's not my definition of level. My definition of level
But it is.
that level is a straight line on a horizontal plane. But that's besides the point.
Again,
we
We're
said
dealing
earlier.
with
Oh, yeah.
vertical
Yeah.
and horizontal being perpendicular in this particular debate. You
So-
are
Fine, Bill.
opposing it, or seem
Stop
to be
right there and
opposing
prove
it
that.
by saying something about level, which I would say
It's really quite
is a
simple.
complete non sequitur.
Non sequitur.
Yeah,
how?
then if you push him on
Well, it
to
just
prove
doesn't
him
follow.
that point,
You
he'll
said
change his
That
definition.
That
Exactly.
level is a line,
Yeah.
is a straight line on horizontal. I'm showing you
I was
different
correcting
levels.
your definition
I'm-
that you
Can't
claim
what
prove
is
for
your-
any of
me.
it.
I was just
No.
correcting you on that. But then I did say, don't know what it's got to do with the vertical and horizontal being perpendicular debate.
Yeah, obviously it goes through this a bit. So I wasn't going to play because it's what, another hour or so of that. So where did he go on with the elevation profile? Is that up here? I see.
Right, yeah, right about in there somewhere.
Realising
That we
Euclid
heard
test
enough about
with the
things
model of
you
the
never did.
realising Euclid testing. This
That-
year, we will be putting the
Again, you repeat
perpendicularity
it.
to the horizontal plane.
You will repeat
Like
it again.
Chaiki's
Ted.
just asked.
Now, is this his actual example of his test?
I don't
Because-
know where that came from, but it's a replication of what he has insisted is a way to prove that level is a horizontal line. By overlapping two water levels, he claims he generates a shared straight line segment. The problem
he's-
is he never
he's-
showed that it was a fucking straight line to begin with.
No, but isn't it also? And I'm just looking at his tubes here. Why has he got separate water levels? Why not have them all the same, and just have
Well, it could be,
T junctions coming
because,
up?
because he didn't want to make a 600-foot long water level, so he's got
this
two.
is going to be longer.
Huh?
This is going to be longer.
Yeah.
Because he's got overlapping pipes right through the middle, so he's going to have more tube than if he just ran one tube from one end to the other and then just had risers.
Yeah, agreed. But any individual tube is not as long as the entire thing would be. I don't know what his reasoning was.
No.
What he's doing, though, what he's doing is literally trying to assert that by overlapping those two water levels, he has generated a straight line segment without ever proving that it was a straight line to begin with.
That's right, yeah. Well, the reason why I bring up what I said is that if he has the same water level, so it's all the same pressure in the tube, etc., with risers, and then measure, then he'd need to prove that in this case,
they're collinear.
They're all collinear, and then he's proved his point.
Exactly.
But he's not proving that. Yeah.
That's what we've been on him about for years now. You're proving nothing. You're proving water is level with a water level. Thank you. Yes, we agree. Water in the water level is level. Thank you.
And
that doesn't tell us what shape the water is.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to look from one end to the other of it and see if the center point, if all those points are collinear. I don't know of any way of doing that other than optically.
Yes, pretty much. I mean, you could create physical horizontals, like a barrier, but you're still going to use optics one way or another to try and establish that, because you're going to use whether you use a spirit level
of course.
Whatever. Yeah, and you can't use GPS or anything like that because that's going to come up with a level. So, yeah. But even if you could use
you can use GPS. Absolutely use GPS.
Oh, not that they would accept it, though, is what I was thinking.
You have to use the XYZ raw data that comes from GPS, and you will see the curvature.
Yes, I completely agree with that. But that's the trouble, is they won't accept that, because they'll just say, they're satelloons or some ridiculous excuse.
Still is too.
I'll see where this goes.
I did ask
you can do it as well. You Blue Marble Scientist.
I know I can do it. Yeah,
well.
sure.
And disprove it. Actually, you could. That's what you should be doing. You should be getting out there and trying to disprove it.
Are you still talking about something you didn't do and something you're not going to do? No, we did do it. No, you didn't.
Yes,
there is no evidence you did.
Yes, we have.
Is this right? I've never seen a video of them doing any of the water level tests at any distance. Have you ever seen anything?
No. He claimed it was done, but it was streamed to his Discord, according to him. Wasn't out on YouTube. So there's no recording of it. Nobody was smart enough to pull up OBS and record it when he did it.
Yeah.
So he's gone to all the trouble of doing this test he claims he did and made absolutely no record of it.
Yeah.
Oh. Boy, that would have made Cavendish a hell of a lot simpler for me. If all I had to do was just write some fucking numbers down and say, "Here you go."
Yeah, exactly. And he claims all this a lot, doesn't he? He keeps saying it and keeps saying he's done this, he's done that, and all the rest of it. Okay, well, where is it then?
Yeah.
Where's he hasn't videoed it, he hasn't recorded it, he's done nothing.
I didn't only heard that he said he was going out to do it, and the video was coming. I didn't realise that he'd actually supposedly had done some actual measurements with the water.
Oh, he claims to. Yeah, they claim to have done this water level test years ago.
Yeah.
And they claim it was being streamed to his Discord, but it wasn't recorded.
Yeah. It's like me saying going out to sea and I can see the Blackpool Tower from 300 miles away. Oh yeah, where's your proof? Oh, I didn't record it. But you just take my word for it. It's okay.
But I promise, Scouts Honor, I actually did see it.
Scouts Honor, I saw it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to admit, I haven't seen this before, which is a mock-up. So Who's it? Who
I don't know who that belongs to.
Let me just go
but-
back. Who put that up? Was
That was Doofus.
Doofus. Realising Euclid. So is Doofus one about? Well, is he one of theirs or?
Huh?
Is he one of theirs or is he one?
No,
of...
no,
No, no,
Gonna
no.
say yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no.
I'm just looking back up
Doofus,
through. I don't think I talked to him. So yeah, so he's got that somewhere. Okay.
He's on Terry's chat occasionally.
Okay.
And a few
Sorry,
others,
Doofus,
Blues.
I
He
didn't-
appears in Blues quite a lot.
Not
Yeah.
accusing you of being a flat earther. Just
You were, you liar. We heard you.
Doofus is about as far away from a flat earther as you can get.
Yeah, very much
good.
so.
There you go. So yeah,
Doesn't mince his words either. It doesn't. If he thinks you're an idiot, you're an idiot. That's it. He's not telling you you're an idiot.
I'll have to find send him a thing and find out where that image came from. He may just have copied it off Bev's channel. So obviously they go into what's he? This is the bit I wanted to get to. Obviously he brings up this.
Your test.
Can you see this in the chat?
Yeah, and why should I give a fuck?
Where in the
That's what we
chat?
call an elevation profile. In level is horizontal.
Okay. Got
This is geometric proof then.
As you can see, this is why I was talking about elevation profiles, and anybody can check this for themselves. Always the baseline is a straight line, as you can see.
It's
And
drawn.
it says
Right.
distance in kilometers. So all
Right.
distances are a horizontal distance, like we mentioned earlier before when in
What-
the definitions that we were
Why
dealing
you
with.
bring elevation profile? I thought we're not going to talk about levels.
It's a horizontal distance, that distance in kilometers.
No,
And
it's
then
elevation
it has
profile.
the elevation in meters,
Right.
which is perpendicular to it, and that's measured as a vertical datum, right? You know that.
Yeah.
The
and
vertical datum is the
what is-
elevations.
but we don't want to
land,
talk about elevations,
But it's
right?
reference to the
We don't want to
horizontal.
talk about.
is
But we don't want to
perpendicular
talk
it.
about elevations. You objected to me talking about elevations.
No, the
You want to
vertical.
talk. You want to talk on the horizontal, on the plane of the horizon.
Vertical.
So please talk about the plane of the horizon.
No, we're talking
prove-
about the elevations measured
I
on a
thought
vertical
you
datum.
said you don't want to talk about elevation.
No, but that is the vertical.
No, you said you don't want to talk.
Well,
Why
this-
am I bringing
this-
elevations into
Taiki,
this?
Taiki, this debate is about vertical and horizontal being.
I know what it is
different.
about since
Okay,
you don't have.
Elevations are measured on a vertical datum, and on the elevation profile that you see there, and every other elevation profile that you'll ever see, they are always referenced to a perpendicular, which is obviously the distance, and that's a straight line horizontal distance as
Yeah.
referenced within the horizontal definition earlier.
Well,
So
actually,
we can
isn't that a straight line elevation? The datum, isn't that just a constant elevation, Bev?
The zero would be a
Zero is
constant,
constant
yes.
all the way through, so it doesn't matter
Yeah, a
what shape
horizontal.
zero is because what you're measuring is an elevation above that datum. So
Yeah, yeah.
the datum
Well-
could have any kind of shape it wants to. All you're measuring is the distance above that datum.
But
Just
the
because you draw
vertical,
it for convenience, just because they draw it as a straight line doesn't necessarily mean it is. Doesn't have to be.
nice of you to
Could
get
be a
involved.
circle.
Yeah. But on these elevation profiles and any
Invite you
other
get involved.
elevation profile that you will ever see, all of the verticals will always be perpendicular to the horizontal baseline. As we said, this is a debate about horizontal.
Draw it to the horizontal line, but it's not. That's just a line. That's why.
That's
it's-
right.
That's why there's a difference between a. So this says it's the cross section of the Panama Canal, which technically it's not. It's a elevation profile. A section, in theory, would have to be curved because it needs to show it from the reference of the whatever your reference line
That-
is. Yeah,
That would be true.
yeah. So technically, it's not a section; it's an elevation profile, and that's why we have elevation profiles and sections. Otherwise, why wouldn't we just call them all the same thing? So, yeah, it's very specific technical drawing as an elevation profile.
Horizontal and vertical being perpendicular, and it
Yeah.
can be expressed in every elevation profile that you'll
Yeah.
ever see.
Bev, that is
Yep.
not reality.
It is. That's
drawing.
all of the elevation profiles
a
are
drawing.
in reality.
Bev,
Yeah,
Bev, that's not reality. That's drawing. My picture is
that's an
reality.
elevation profile.
I know it's an elevation profile. You don't need to repeat it. I got it. This a drawing on paper or in computer graphics. My picture is reality. I thought you object to talk about level because we're talking about horizontal, perpendicular to vertical. Why do you bring level again?
It's elevation
Into the-
profiles showing
if
you that
you're-
all the verticals are perpendicular to the horizontal.
That's a graph. What do I care? I'm talking in reality, Bev.
It's an elevation profile. Yeah.
I don't care that it's an elevation profile. That's not reality. That's elevation profile.
Um,
Elevation
It's
profile
all
exists in
architects
nature.
and draftsmen will always do. is
Elevation
profiles
profiles
like that.
exist in reality.
Yes, they do.
Where? Show me where in reality you see elevation
Every
profiles.
draftsman's table or
I don't care about
CAD
draftsmen. I
program,
want to see in reality, in nature. I
well,
want
they
to
make
see
them
elevation
into
profile.
they make them into buildings. Have you ever seen why they make elevation?
So we can use
profiles?
use
usually for
drawing.
construction purposes.
We
Really,
can
Bev?
I was going to say, have you've done a bit more?
Really?
Have you seen an elevation profile for a building, Blue? You've done a few big buildings.
I don't think so. No. we don't normally do that.
No, you might do a section. You may even.
Yeah, absolutely, but it's over. And it's over a really short distance. So.
Yeah. But even then, it's
most
still
of the time, yeah.
it's not an elevation profile.
No, it's not. No.
And I know some
You'll
architect. Go on.
You'll only see something that's an elevation profile when you're going over pretty long distances, and something like LIGO.
LIGO, but
They'll have elevation profiles for something like that because it's the damn thing's 2.5 miles long. You don't see that on a building.
it is the longest building in the world, so yeah, sort of got an excuse. But yeah, generally architects wouldn't know what an elevation profile was, to say the life.
They don't care.
They wouldn't have a clue. I have to explain to them what level is all the time because they don't get it. Try and explain how actually the real world I've got to fit your building into the real world. And
So if you went to survey and say we need to do an elevation profile of this building, what would his response be? Something like why?
Why? Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
pretty much.
something like that. Yeah. All right.
Well, first of all, the surveyor's not going to do it because it's sort of like
No.
Right.
No. That's what he would ask. He would ask why. He was like, "What's the point? What's it going to achieve?"
if you look at a building plan, you'll have a floor level FFL, or depending on where you are, they use different terms, but final floor level or something along those lines, which is basically an elevation number, which will reference to whatever the datum is of that building site. So
Yeah, that datum could be all kinds of things. The datum could be sea level. It could be the North American vertical datum. It could be an arbitrary datum.
it could be just the corner of the of a peg over on the side of the boundary or something.
Yeah.
They say, okay, this is our datum. That we're going to call that 100 meters or whatever, 50 feet.
Well,
whatever.
yeah, a lot of times with big power plants, now we're talking about buildings that are 300 feet or 250 feet tall. A lot of times with things like that, they'll just arbitrarily say, okay, we're going to pick the basement floor as our zero elevation.
Yeah.
And that way, each steel elevation as you go up, each floor level can be referenced against zero. So you got some idea how far you are above the goddamn basement when you step on the elevator at elevation 111. You're 111 feet above the damn basement.
Particularly if you're running services on a vertical, you've probably got vertical service corridors and things in those.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you need to.
So it's quite common for people to, for engineers to just pick an arbitrary point and say that's it. They
Yeah.
call that zero.
Yeah.
And now zero somewhere in the general notes relates to mean sea level.
Yeah. Well, they'll put some reference
Or some other reference statement. Right.
This is what I'm saying. What happens is that's what the architects will do, and then they'll come to me and say, "Oh, we need to put this. We need you to do the calculations for the basement and on this piece of land." And I'd say, "Well, the land's not level, like as in flat. It's undulating."
Yep.
And then I'll have to position their structure relative to the real world, using some datum and work out what that level is in reality, and then work out, from there, okay, how does the landform fit, and how do we get the batters to work out, what are the grades, how do you get up from, if it's on a steep block of land, you've got to work out how to get from the street up to the front door and all that sort of stuff. So that's why that's all the stuff I do. So,
yeah, you got to make it fit, and at the same time, you want to minimize how much dirt you're moving.
That's right. So the building design doesn't have to change to fit what I do. I'll move the building up and down relative to the real world, but the building can still have that zero floor level at the basement and work in that design. So yeah, I have to do that.
Zero becomes whatever you decide you want to make it.
Yeah. So they can say, okay,
it is wherever you want to put it.
So the building datum can be X, and then the type outside of that can be a different one. But usually they'll line them up. But generally, the architects don't like changing their floor levels if you move the building up and down. So depending on how they're doing it. But the other difference is most buildings go up rather than out. So there's not a lot of difference over the width and length of the floor plate compared to the curvature of the Earth. So it's complete. It's not even worth
A
considering.
few millimeters, yeah. It's not enough to worry about. Your construction tolerances are much worse.
Worse, yeah. Expansion due to the it's going to be way more than that. So, yeah. Anyway, that's that's why I find it funny when they keep bringing up architects and engineers. They have no concept of what actually goes on. I noticed they've gone away from that discussion, or at least they were having when I first got onto your Discord, and Mike Jones, and they were all on about this sort of stuff, but they seem to have moved away from that now. Particularly Mike was saying about all this stuff about AutoCAD, and I started setting him straight about, this is actually what AutoCAD does. I've been doing it for X, and they seem to have moved on. I don't know if it's...
Well, Mike continues to, at times, bang on and show all of his ancient, archaic elevation profile, stuff that was drawn with a ink pen.
Right.
On a piece of vellum, okay. And I can tell you, anybody would have a brain, even looking at that thing that's on the screen right now, across 80 kilometers.
Yeah.
If you actually drew the curvature of the Earth, the sagitta of that line would barely be any different than the thickness of the damn line.
Yes. Well,
it would be pointless to even think about drawing that.
Well,
Not to mention that if you were trying to do that mechanically, think about the physical process involved. You can only draw that with something like a beam compass.
Yeah.
You know how long a beam would have to be on a on a beam compass, even if you go 80 kilometers across there.
You wouldn't do.
That's 80. The center point of your beam, that's 80 across the screen. The center point of your beam compass needs to be 6,300 6,300 kilometers below that line.
Yeah.
Where the hell is that? That's over in some other building. There's no way physically you're going to draw that by hand.
Well, you can, but the techniques you use is just not worth it, because if you, so let's say, what's that, 80, let's say it was 100 kilometers. So in the middle, what we're talking, 360, I'll have to work that out, but it's barely noticeable at that elevation distance that they're talking about. So they're talking about
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'd have to work. Yeah. Anyway,
What would even be the point of doing it? It makes absolutely no sense.
I remember doing once, and
Especially,
I worked out it was
especially
less.
given the fact that all you're trying to do is represent a change, a delta from a datum. That's all. That datum can be any shape it wants to be. That datum could be a sine wave. You're just measuring a height above or below that sine wave. That's all.
Yeah, that's right. It's exactly. That's where they always get wrong. I get annoyed. Elevation is a height difference, not a level.
Use drawing.
Right. End up with
we can
something.
use drawing. We can use drawing, Bev, between equal elevation points. Is that okay with you?
You asked. This is a debate about vertical and horizontal.
Again, you will tell me what this debate is about, Bev. I know what it's about. You forgot what it's about. You bring me a picture and you say the vertical datum is drawn perpendicular to the straight line, and that proves something about reality, Bev.
There you go.
Are you
One.
that stupid? Is that the best you can come with?
This one has a horizontal scale and a vertical scale. Two different scales, but they're always perpendicular. The verticals within the elevation profile are always perpendicular to the verticals and the horizontals. I mean, it's there for you to see. Are you denying?
There you see it, Bev. Now it's not straight. What say you about this?
What see about? Oh, look.
About this, it's not
see,
straight.
look
So I draw it. I made the curve out of it.
Put a hump.
Does it? I doesn't matter, Bev.
Put a hump in it.
Does what I did reflect anything about reality?
Well, it shows how dishonest
I know
you
it
are.
shows
You
that you
go
can
to
draw
bending an elevation profile.
that you can draw
in the
anything.
middle of a fucking debate. What do you think about that, Blue? Blue Marble Science. What do you think about that?
What do you think about that, Blue?
As a rebuttal from a sophist.
I don't much care for the name calling. If you want to know the truth, can you tell me why you would draw it any other way than realizing that drawing you're showing us was made many years ago, probably well before the time of CAD systems? Can you tell me what how you would go about actually depicting the curvature of the Earth if you wanted to on that scale, Beth?
There's no slope to a horizontal. It's dead easy to show.
Do you think you could do that with an elevation profile, even stretching over 75 kilometers? Do you think you could actually physically, on a drawing board, represent that as an arc segment of a 3959 mile radius, 6,300 kilometer radius sphere?
It's the Panama Canal.
Would it be possible to make the drawing actually?
It's the Panama Canal, Blue, and all of the perpendiculars, horizontal and vertical, every one of them.
Would
all
it
of
be
the
possible
gates,
to draw it
the
any
gates
other
are,
way? Bev,
the gates.
remember, he asked me, would it be
gates
fit to jump in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, now he's arguing.
This is what he was bitching about. This is what those dipshits have been bitching about, is me getting involved. Remember, Bev, who it was that asked me to jump in here? You did.
What do you expect to get?
I was minding my own business. You drug me into it. So don't whine about it at this point. Sorry.
You're right. Fair enough to say, because it was sort of like, yeah, you're complaining about the moderators doing what you asked. So
Would be hot vertical, and the water level would be considered as a horizontal, therefore being perpendicular to it.
Can you answer my question, please? Would it be physically possible on a drawing board to draw a to-scale arc representing the shape of the Earth?
This is a canal system, Blue. It's horizontal.
I don't care what it is, Bev. Can you draw at that scale on a drawing board? Could a draftsman? What tool do you have in your toolkit as a draftsman to draw circles or arcs? What do you have?
It's a horizontal, Blue. Well,
You have
why
a-
would you want to curve it? It's a horizontal.
Because it is
Horizontals
curved
are
in
straight
reality.
lines.
And all you're
No,
trying to
horizontals are
represent,
straight lines.
and all you're trying to represent, Biv, is the height above a datum. It doesn't matter what shape the datum is. You only want to know the distance above it.
The horizontals
It's
are
that
straight
simple.
line, Blue. There's no curvature to it.
The Earth is not a straight line, Biv. The Earth is a sphere.
This
Sorry.
is a canal system.
Yeah,
Right.
and that water in that
An
canal is
elevation
curving
profile.
too, matching the curvature of the Earth. Look it up
Sorry,
in
but
Merriam-Webster dictionary, sir.
are you sure this
Wait,
is a
I
wise
didn't
decision?
want-
You accepting to have this vertical and horizontal perpendicular
No, that's
debate here, Blue?
That's what I
Seems
wanted.
to be upsetting you. I'm sorry, I
That-
didn't want to upset you about that.
That's what I wanted.
do you want-
I'd say Biv's the one that's upset right now.
Yeah, I do too. He realizes that you. Yeah. That's, I was going to say, I'm going to fast forward a bit. Do they get on anything more exciting?
Oh, not much. No, not really.
I want to get back to here. Apparently, there's a bit that gets interesting.
Not
at
in
the end.
there. Not in there. Yeah, way earlier than that. Way earlier. Way back. All right, keep going back. Keep going back.
Yeah.
Yeah, right in up in there somewhere.
Okay.
While that's still on the screen, they're still talking.
Okay, let's see if we go.
It's a bit too much.
I understand cube and verticals, and I will not agree to anything you said
I know
until
you
it's
won't. I
proven.
don't know why you're here.
Until
I
it's
don't know what
proven.
the idea is, Blue.
The
I don't know
idea
why
is,
you
the idea
accepted
is,
this thing.
the idea is, you need
Crazy.
to prove, you need to give us a geometric proof to your claims. Any claims that you said that is not defined in geometry, you will have to prove it also.
You seem to struggle understanding what a horizontal plane is, Chokey. You've said
a
multiple times that you're not going to accept anything that I give you
Right.
anyway. So I can't really see what the point
Since
of me
you
being
can't
here
define-
is. I don't really know.
Since you
Uh,
couldn't define horizontal, we are left with a plane. I agree. Horizontal plane.
Who couldn't define horizontal?
You.
Yes, I defined horizontal
No,
many
you didn't.
times, Chokey. You seem to be.
You said that
struggling.
it's parallel to another plane. But what is that plane that it's parallel to, Bev? It's
Horizontal
just a plane.
planes.
It's just a plane.
All horizontal planes are parallel to each other. So, yeah, it's all
Well,
horizontal
that,
planes.
that may be, depends on the definition of horizontal. And you haven't defined it yet. You just gave it.
What have you defined it as?
I don't here to define it. It's for you
Why?
to define it.
This is a debate,
Because I
Chikey.
don't want to strawman you, Bev.
No, Chikey, this is a debate. You have an opposing point of view.
Yeah, my
not just a
opposing
no. I'm not going to accept
My
that.
opposing
What is
point.
your opposing definition for horizontal?
No, I
planes,
don't
Chikey?
need to have opposing definition in
Yes,
logical
you do.
debate.
This is the debate,
In
Chikey.
it's a logical debate.
It's
not
a
the
debate,
one-
Chikey,
not
about
the
vertical
dumpster
and
fire.
horizontal being perpendicular.
Correct,
If you've got no opposing argument to it or no opposing definitions for anything,
That's-
what are you doing here, Chikey?
Listen, Bev. When someone tells you,
What sort of a debate have you
when
hosting here?
someone
Like,
tells
what's
you,
going on?
when someone tells you, no, plumb is not perpendicular to horizontal. Plumb is on the vector of gravity, and since the vector of gravity is defined by the Earth that it's a sphere, then it's the pointing in all direction. You don't bring your bias and say logically to make a conflict, to make
Did you
to make
just say
him
it isn't?
listen. You said
Plumb
no. It has
isn't
an angle.
perpendicular
You
to
don't
horizontal.
bring your. What I said is that your definition of horizontal and vertical and your claim that they are perpendicular cannot be proven. I asked you, can you prove it? You said yes, you can prove it.
Of course you can.
So
prove it.
go ahead and prove it. You have
No,
a plane
you won't
and you have a
accept
line.
anything, Chikey. You don't know what a horizontal
You
plane
want
is.
me to
And you
accept?
just said that you deny that plumb is perpendicular to
You
horizontal.
You failed to define horizontal.
Yeah, defined horizontal. Have you been drinking, Chaiki? Did you not hear at the beginning when we were going through the
So,
definition?
define horizontal
This is
again.
That's like
ridiculous.
what's the name?
So
That's like what's the
every-
name that
I'm
does
gonna
that? He's
go.
popular,
Page.
isn't he? He's been
Absolutely
drinking.
ridiculous, as expected.
Yeah.
Chaiki is a nutcase. He hasn't got a
Then
clue.
Poison
His
him
sophistry
well.
is
That's fine
out
by me,
off
Dave.
the fucking charts.
That's
I think
you
he's
can
more
forfeit the
delusional than
debate.
a sophist, though.
Go
To
ahead.
be honest,
You can run away.
I'm gonna.
Not
Oh,
a
yeah.
problem.
See you later. Thank you very much, Blue.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for hosting this.
Bye bye.
Chaiki, you can go stay
See ya.
live with Blue. You
What
explain
was
all of it to
actually-
Blue.
what was
You
I
weren't
didn't
a very
explain
good
well,
host, Blue.
editing.
I'm sorry about that, but Chaiki's. Well, I tried my best. Okay.
Yeah, maybe you
Sorry.
can
Sorry
come
about
back one day and we can talk about LIGO, because I listened to you guys Friday night and you said some
We will
really
do
stupid
LIGO. Yes,
shit.
I'm out of here, Chaiki. But thank you very much, Blue. Yes, we will do the LIGO thing at some other point in time. No doubt we're going to have to do.
No, you
Lake
won't, you
Rakia
big
on
pussy.
Train Bridge
It's
soon
fine,
as well.
anytime. I'm ready.
So thank you very much. I'll be seeing you later. Thank you very much, Chaiki, for showing your delusions.
My
See you later.
Yeah, that's a rage quit.
We can move.
Sounded very much like a rage quit. He
That's
was had
Bev's rendition of her. Bev even fucks up a rage quit. My God.
I mean, you know, I've seen worse rage quits. It's kind of, I'm just going to leave, sort of thing. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't think that's too bad. But yeah, it's still a rage quit, though. Yeah, whatever way you look at it.
Well, it's kind of it was a very different discussion than what I thought it was going to end up being, but whatever. It was between those two guys. I didn't start it. I suppose would be the word.
Yeah, something. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's why I was sort of watching it. It was on too early, but yeah, I did catch. I was gonna say I did catch a version with the actual song in it, but yeah, it was obviously gone now.
Oh, well, it's over on Bev's, I think.
I'm sure it is.
I think
Yeah.
he kept his, but yeah, I wasn't going to leave that in my damn video. Piss on him.
Absolutely.
I think it was, this is what I've been trying to get him to respond to lately, and he will not. I have said to him this, okay, Bev, because I've heard you say this, I will give you the fact that a water level establishes 2 points of equal elevation. You said it yourself.
Yeah.
I give you that. I will also give you that you can connect those 2 points with an imaginary straight line. And you can call that line horizontal if you wish to give a name to it. That's fine too. I will also guarantee you that you can construct imaginary perpendicular lines to that straight line that you are claiming is horizontal. Now, please prove that every one of those perpendicular lines is parallel to the gravity vector at that point. That's the question.
Yeah.
And you do that. And the answer is, fuck no, you can't. On the other hand, I can prove they're not parallel.
Yeah. Or even vice versa, taking a plumb line, can you prove that the further you go away, is that plumb line still remaining perpendicular to that established horizontal?
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
doesn't
what
really
reciprocal zenith angle show.
It's the same. Just it doesn't matter which way you go. It's the same problem.
It's identically, that's exactly what a reciprocal zenith angle measurement shows.
Yeah.
Those verticals are not parallel. They cannot be.
Right.
There are Euclidean proofs for that.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the whole problem with this whole thing. It's the if, and I don't actually, in that sense, I don't disagree with this if blah 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 thing. It's the thing is that you haven't established that it's true. So it's still
That's
an
right.
if. It's still an if.
Exactly.
Yeah. Establish it's true, and then you've got an argument, but you haven't established anything. You've just said, well, if this is the case, well, yeah, we'd say it's not. So prove who's wrong. Dig out your video, which actually shows it that no one's seen. So I was wrong to say that they haven't actually done it. So they just had done it, and no one's got any record of it. So that's very
Nope.
did they do it with a surveyor, or did they just stick
Oh no, they just did it
right.
themselves.
and just measured the
They
height?
had a couple of. That Bev's even shown pictures of his 2 400-meter water levels. 2 rolls of tubing.
Pipe tubing. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, there's Paul.
Hi, Paul. How are you?
Going.
Hey, Paul.
Yeah, g'day.
Good day, mate.
We've just been just been reviewing the debate between Chike and
Bev.
such as it was, and Bev.
What was your opinion on it?
Mine.
Yeah.
Nothing changed really, is it? I mean, there's no surprises in there at all whatsoever, to be honest.
Wasn't the most thrilling debate I've got to...
No, not particularly.
I thought Chike got a bit emotional and he didn't really handle Bev as well as he could have. You know, there's a few things that you can say to Bev that really put him on the back foot, but that sort of never happened.
No. And particularly when he was getting him on the back foot, he didn't quite see how to go in on it. Like when Bev will basically say, no, we've got a horizontal, and the sea level, which should be the same, should be parallel, but they weren't. And that was...
well, like when he brought up that definition of the military or something or whatever, you know, the one that said that the horizontal was a plane of the horizon that went through your eye level. And I thought, well, you could have really taken advantage of that, because if it goes through your eye level, then what is horizontal a sloping plane because it dips to the horizon?
It has to, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it does. I mean, it must be a sloping plane, and we know how much Bev loves sloping planes, right?
And so therefore, either the water is not level, something's wrong there, because
Yeah, that's right.
Because you can see that the horizon is at the water level. So,
I mean, and how do you actually use this plane of the horizon in reality? I mean, the plane of the horizon goes below our feet, right? So how do we actually line things up with it?
Yeah. How do you establish it if you can't see the sea? So.
Yeah, and even if you can see the sea, I mean, the plane of the horizon is a plane that goes beneath you. So how do you utilise that to line other things up with it?
Yeah,
I'd like to know what his procedure is to line things up with the plane of the horizon when it actually doesn't pass through your eye level.
That's right. Particularly the further away you get. So if you were standing on the beach, in theory, then if it's eye level while you're on the edge of the water, and then obviously your feet are at the where the water level is and the horizon, you've got a slope there. Further away you go from the sea, then the bigger that's going to be.
Yeah.
So you're right. It's just not going in, but it's, I suppose that's it. Yeah.
And like Bev keeps, he loves to say that all perpendiculars are, all verticals are perpendicular to horizontals. That's not really saying much, though, is it?
No. Particularly when you can't.
And the fact that he keeps and the fact that he keeps changing his definitions as well, just so it suit the kind of narrative that they're talking about at the time as well, is like very telling.
Yeah, I mean, like you do science by quoting definitions, right? Yeah.
True. True.
I mean, I've written all my scientific papers by first of all quoting definitions out of the dictionary. Yeah.
Jesus, you mean I got to go back and rewrite Cavendish?
Yep, apparently.
And it's even better if your definitions are circular.
Yeah.
Yes, horizontals are horizontals.
Like horizontal is a plane that's horizontal to the plane of the horizon, right?
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Round and
Oh,
round we
dear.
go. The same stuff.
Yeah. Like I said before you came in, Paul, I'll give him horizontal. Pick anything you want to and call it horizontal. Just say it's a straight line and it goes from this point to that point. And I guarantee you can draw lines that are perpendicular to that horizontal imaginary line till hell freezes over. You can draw zillions of them. No doubt about it. Now, please prove that each one of those is parallel to a gravity vector at that point. Where's your proof?
Yeah, it's just that all of those perpendiculars to that one particular horizontal, they're not perpendicular to other horizontals.
That's right. And they're not parallel to each other. If they're true verticals.
Yeah. If they're verticals, they're not perpendicular to each other, as demonstrated by reciprocal zenith angles, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
completely.
And Bev hates that argument. He absolutely hates that one.
He does. He tries to get out of it by saying you're not using the instrument properly.
Yeah, or you're not a surveyor or whatever. Or you...
Oh, you can't possibly look through an auto level more than a couple of 100 meters. No.
Nah.
Yeah, even though we've got documentation of that going back several hundred years now.
Yeah, I mean, the answer to that is, well, don't use an auto level then. Use a theodolite because they only measure angles, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Even if you use a laser level, they're usually 400 or 500 meters. You can get a laser level that easy.
And little buddy Mikey Jones, he likes to say that how do you know that your sight line is a straight line? Yeah, that's his main argument, that you can't guarantee that it's that you haven't established that your line of sight is a straight line. But hang on, what do they assume when they read the stadia marks off an auto level?
It's just the line, yeah.
that the line of sight is a straight line.
That would be the assumption.
Yeah, because if it's not, then you're not really establishing a horizontal that extends out to infinity from your from where your auto level's set up, right?
That's right.
Yeah, they want it several ways. Whatever suits them.
Hey, I got some even worse news. You're looking through an atmosphere. I can assure you, your line of sight is not a straight line. I guarantee it.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's why they've done countless experiments to characterize the atmosphere and know what kind of effect it will have under certain conditions, so that we can make our measurements that's that little bit more accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know how to correct for it. That's what we do.
Yep.
We know it's not straight. Thank you.
It's definitely not new.
But it's not it's not that it's unknown that it's not straight. We realize that. We know what refraction does and we know how to correct for it.
Yes.
Quite simple.
Yes. Don't let me get it. I always like a lot of flows. They think that they've come up with things for the first time. It's sort of like, well, a lot of stuff is, been around for a while. That's why we've already adjusted for it and gone beyond it.
Yeah, Bev's latest quip at me was that when he looks through his auto level, he never, ever, ever uses anything in the background. And I said, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
Are you telling me that you've never looked through your auto level and had something in the foreground between you and the rod? Are you are you literally telling me that the rod's always been slammed up against the lens of your auto level? Is the auto level in the background compared to those things?
Yes.
Seems to me it would be.
Have to be.
What if there are two? What if there are two rods out there? Oh my God! Now what?
Yeah, which one's accurate?
Yeah, which one?
Which one's the real reading?
Well, that's going to be confusing.
Oh golly, we got us a paradox.
Yep. We do. I noticed that Bev didn't get many votes for the top left. I think that group of sort of.
I only watched part of the show last night. Yeah, how many? Do you know how many Flatsoid they're left on? Because I voted for him.
10 billion.
Oh, you got the required 10. I take it at least then.
Oh, I didn't. He's in the list, but I think that's.
Oh, that's all right then. So he's a nominee at least anyway. So that's all right then.
I think he's.
Yeah, he's my vote.
I think he's MC Toon's flirt of choice.
Yes, he is.
This
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
so
he's his choice. Yeah,
definitely-
absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
I
Actually,
see you nominated Lindsay, Matt.
No,
I
Alan
nominated Lindsay.
did.
No, I didn't nominate Lindsay. No, I didn't.
Alan did though.
Think- Alan did.
Oh, it's
yeah.
Alan, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you see, the reason why I thought Flatsoid, because I think personally, out of all the main flirts, I think Flatsoid is particularly dumb. He's just not intelligent at all, but he's so overconfident with what he's talking about, and when he talks about stuff he knows absolutely nothing about, it makes him look even dumber. Which I think that alone is the epitome of Dunning-Kruger.
Yeah, but you've got to
That's why-
admit, Lindsay claiming how many Nobel Prizes has he claimed now? I mean,
true.
that is the very foundation of Dunning-Kruger.
True,
Yes.
true. But I don't think Lindsay's dumb. He's just a nut job, personally.
No, but I
That's
think
the way
that's why it fits into the Dunning-Kruger mold because he.
Yeah, he does.
He
Yeah,
thinks
I couldn't argue with that.
He
I
thinks he
couldn't argue with
knows,
that,
but
yeah.
he doesn't.
Yeah, couldn't argue with that.
That's where I'm not as. I don't mind. I understand where Flattoid's been the popular vote this year, but it's to me, I think he's trying to get. He's trying hard to get that vote.
Sure, I'm not sure Lindsay would get there though, because I don't think
No.
he's that well known at the
No one
moment.
knows.
Really, I think
No.
he needs to be a bit more well known, and I think he might get more of a contender maybe next year, but I don't think he will this year. Personally, but it'd be nice to see. Oh, right enough, I do agree. It would be nice to see Lindsay actually on the
Yeah.
list. as a-
Let's call it in reality.
nominee.
It's an unpopular vote, not
Yeah.
an actual vote.
Yeah.
It's,
Good choice though. Good choice.
I was arguing a couple of nights ago on Bev's server with this J-Ro.
oh yeah.
Oh, numpty.
Oh, what an idiot!
The question of the day from is it him or a her? I don't know. But
It's a him.
anyway, yeah, okay.
It
The
is a
question
him.
of the
I thought
day
it
was
her.
the question was, is it in it or on it? You know what I'm talking about?
What?
Yeah,
What? In what
Yeah, Blue
context?
knows what I'm talking about.
I don't.
yep.
What was that about then?
It's about the
What?
definition of a circle, right?
Yeah.
Oh God.
And he wants to know whether the points on the circumference of the circle are on the circle or in the circle.
What? I don't have no words.
Which begs the question: how far is it from the top of the circle to the bottom,
Bottom
of the circle?
circle.
Thick, yeah.
How
How thick is that circle?
How thick is the circle? Yeah.
How thick is the circle? I'm not even sure a point will fit inside the circle.
Yeah, how big's the point?
Depends whether it's a squared point or not.
Yeah, exactly. It could be a triangle point. Who knows?
Certainly, we wouldn't have spherical points, would we?
No.
Oh,
Yeah, what shape is an actual point? You know?
I don't know.
that could be another debate. There you go.
There's a great question to put to them. Tell us what
Yeah.
shape a point is, please.
What? Yeah. What is the shape of the point that you're talking
What
about?
are its dimensions?
Oh, yeah. How? Yeah, exactly. How big is it?
Don't say it doesn't have any. It doesn't have any. It doesn't exist, right?
Oh dear, how to confuse a
I mean,
fool.
how many points would it take to fill up a circle?
J-Ro is an absolute total disaster, walking disaster. Bear in
Yeah.
mind, he maintains he's an aeronautical engineer.
Right, yeah.
Oh, you're
So,
joking.
so I was pointing out the equation of a circle to him, like a minus b squared plus, x minus a squared plus y minus b squared equals r squared.
Yeah.
And that confused him. He, like, how can you be an aeronautical engineer if that confuses you? And then I pointed out to him that if you want to include the inside of the circle, that would be a disc. And he came back with, what do you mean? What's this disc thing?
It's the modern day definition of what a circle encloses, you dipshit.
Yeah, you just replace the equals with a less than or equals, and you've got a disc.
There you go. Now you have a disc.
Oh god. An aeronautical engineer, in other words, he works in the factory that produces the screws that make aeroplanes, something like that. Perhaps is what his definition of being an aeronautical engineer.
He works at the
Works on a
factory
machine that makes
that stamps out the patterns in the balsa wood, the ones you press out and put together to make the little models.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, it makes frisbees, says Judy.
Yeah, makes frisbees. Yeah.
Well, it's not the only. So many of them claim these, credentials, which you say that just can't be true.
Yeah, because you say the simplest of mathematical shit, and they just don't get it.
Yeah, there's one guy I see on Reddit every now and then, and he claims to have a mechanical and so forth, and this dribble he pulls out is just absolute rubbish. Yeah. It's one of these guys that do the big pamphlets, with 10 billion reasons why, the space shuttle can't exist because the space shuttle, because of, it was the one he was sort of saying was, it can't exist because, you can't have the free fall that they're claiming. And he pulled out some absolute rubbish and was saying that's not how free fall works. But, he claimed all these qualifications. No, obviously not.
Yeah, why do flirts do that all the time? I mean, you get that all the time with flirts, claiming they're this and that and got experience with this, that, and the other. But then you get Globers, the total opposite of that. They'd rather not talk about their qualifications a lot of the time. They'd just rather not. And then when they're pressed, you say, yeah, okay, well, I'm an engineer in this and all the rest of it. And quite often you can tell that they're telling the truth because they know what they're talking about. You just don't get that with Globers a lot of the time. I mean, I don't claim to have any qualifications in the stuff that I talk about. I'm not a rocket engineer. I'm not an astronaut. I'm not an astronomer. I have no qualifications in it. I'm just interested in it. That's it. And I know a little bit about it. And I'm well aware that there's a lot of other people know a whole lot more than I do.
I would think if you're going to claim to be an aeronautical engineer, you would at least have the answers to questions that any fresh, brand new private pilot could answer.
Correct.
You don't even need to be an aeronautical engineer. You just need to know a little bit about airplanes.
Right.
And I've asked J-Ro several of those sorts of questions that I guarantee you any private pilot could spit the answer out immediately. J-Ro is clueless. Has no idea.
Oh, I'd like you to if you get a chance, then talk to him again and then ask those questions and record it. That'd be nice.
Well, I mean, you'd think that an aeronautical engineer would recognise the equation of a circle, right?
You would think so.
Yeah.
You'd think he would. You would think he would recognize the lift equation. He didn't seem to. He had no idea.
Pi r squared, isn't it? Something like that, isn't it? Is that right?
No.
No, it's essentially, this is where this is even funnier. You tell them the equation for a circle is x squared plus y squared equal r squared, and the next thing Bev is going to say is, oh, that's the Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah.
I heard that.
What? Okay, Bev, yeah. Jesus. Plot that, please, and tell me what shape you get.
Oh, Blue, now you're taking the trigonometry out of it. Oh. I heard him say that. I thought, what the hell?
Yeah, he's a scary man. I don't know. I put him for some. I think he's deserves it.
Well, no, some's just entertainment. That's,
Yeah, but he's so absolutely
he's just
clueless.
fun to listen to, and then
He's absolutely clueless about what he talks about. He puts his stuff up and it's sort of like, you have no clue what you're talking about.
No, not a one iota. You know, and what he's trying to do is he's trying to read from the the Flurf script, but he's just doing it really badly, and it's just funny to listen to.
Oh, like the one today where he's explaining how he doesn't use formulas. Can't use formulas.
I just don't think most flat earthers are even going to take him seriously, to be honest with you, and that's why there's no point. He's a bit like Mikey in a lot of ways as well. It's just you just don't take him seriously, it's just nice to laugh at.
Oh yeah, you can't take him seriously. Yeah, he's a bit of fun to be had every now and then when you're bored.
Yeah.
That's why I think he's in that top left. But anyway, I think Flattoy's going to get it. I think also that I don't know if it's just me, but I felt that the Toon and FTFE didn't like that Reds Reddick just called Bev and didn't sort of go through the usual process. So I think that's why Bev's not really in the running, because he's already had his award.
Yeah. No, I think Flatsoy seems to. I mean, I'll be very disappointed if Flatsoy doesn't at least get runner-up. I'll be very disappointed.
I'd be very surprised if he doesn't win, but
yeah, we'll
see. I'm not sure who's FTFE putting up, because really, basically, it'll come down to.
I didn't notice who he was pushing for. He seemed to be talking about everybody. At least what I saw.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to admit though that a strong piece of evidence is that anything multiplied by 0 is equal to 1, right?
Yeah. That's...
I mean, he did a few minutes later, agree that was impossible and it's not true. But the fact that you'd even have to think about something like that, sort of
even for a second,
even for 1 second, let alone a couple of minutes to realise that you're wrong and say it 3 or 4 times,
Yes, it was a bit slow.
Oh, that is a fact. Of course, it doesn't get a lot better than that quizzical look on Flatzoid's face as he's trying to figure out how the tangential velocity of the small wheel could be actually lower than the tangential velocity of the big one. Gets it wrong and then thinks about it some more and then changes. Okay.
Yes.
How is that not an automatic knee-jerk response for any normal person? Jesus.
Yes. I don't know. I just felt like he's been trying, because I think he pretty much nominated himself too.
I mean, as well. Here's the other reason why I think Flatso, and this kind of sealed it for me. When he did, Mr. Sensible did a video on it, and he was talking about what was it? The comet that collided with Jupiter. He was yeah. When he was talking about that.
Shoemaker leaving now.
Yeah, that's it. Shoemaker. That's right. I always forget the name. And when you see the image of the comet that had been broken up as it's approaching Jupiter, and it's all broken into pieces, and you see it as it's approaching and stuff like that. I was suspected that he didn't actually realise what he was looking at. The kind of like the infrared scan of them. You can see the sort of like and I knew when he was going through the video of the live show, so I knew that he was confused about what he was looking at, and then I realised at the end that he actually said that they were craters.
Yeah.
But it says in the Wikipedia page that he was looking at. He says it right there. He says what it is.
I think he just said.
Right in front of him.
I think he just typed in impact of comet on Jupiter, and an image came up. So therefore, he thinks the impact.
But this is the thing. He had the Wikipedia page open about it, and underneath the image, it tells you what you're looking at. It's right there, but he thought he was looking at the craters, and they weren't. He was looking at the actual broken up parts of the comet approaching Jupiter. It's like, what the? And it's just like his level of kind of like he says he does a lot of research. What? And that just kind of seals it for me. And it's just right in front of your nose. It's right there. Read it. It tells you what it is. And he says that NASA's claiming that these are craters. No, they're not.
No, they're not.
An idiot.
Nobody ever thought those were craters.
Just like when the flat earthers analysed a picture and found out that a picture that actually claimed to be not a picture but an artist's impression.
Oh yeah.
They claimed it was fake. Wow, really?
Yeah, funny that.
JM Truth did that. He did a whole live stream on an image that NASA produced of what they thought a planet might look like. An exoplanet might look like, and it says underneath it, artist's impression. Well, of course it's going to be an artist's impression because you're not going to get a close-up of an exoplanet, right? I mean, that's obvious anyway. And it says underneath it. And he was doing a whole live stream on it. And it was like the words were right in the bottom. It said artist's impression. And he was saying, oh, look how fake is this and all the rest of it. NASA is saying this is real and all the rest of it.
It makes no sense. Those damn NASA guys produced a fake photograph, and they tell us it's a simulation. They tell us it's an artist impression, and they still try to make us believe that that's real.
Yeah,
that's their argument.
And then later on, days in the line, after people were pointing it out to him and stuff like that, he says, "Oh, NASA changed it after I called them out."
Right. NASA has always been pretty damn good about labeling their stuff when it's simulations or artist impressions or CGI or any of that.
Right. And also the one with MC Toon did on this one guy, and he was saying that what was it? Nowhere on the Gleason's map does it say it's a projection. And
that's
it says it's a projection right at the top.
right at the top.
Big bold letters.
It's in the fucking title.
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh yeah, it says so right in the title.
This is why I hang around in this community. I just get laughed at of things like that, and it just makes it all worthwhile. It's brilliant.
It's like when Mikey posted a picture of Africa for me, and he asked me to point out where the scale was inaccurate, and I just put a dot anywhere on it and said here. He wondered what I was talking about, and then I pointed out that it had 3 different scales on it because it was such a big map that they had 3 scales, for one for a high latitude, one for a medium latitude, and one for a low latitude. Yeah. And they're completely different scales. So it doesn't matter where you were on the map. Each scale is going to be inaccurate. It's just an estimation.
Yeah. So you just went eeny, meeny, miny, mo. That'll do right there. That's going to be wrong.
Yeah.
It's going to be inaccurate.
That's right. I'll never get that.
Yeah, Mikey is his own Jeez. Gosh.
Yeah, Mikey and Som for me, they're just entertainment. Nobody can take them seriously. Even the flat earthers can't really take them seriously. I mean, they have no clue.
That's right. I'd always wish you had a bit of money. But when you say Mikey, you mean Mike Jones, don't you? Just checking.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're,
is that I don't know. I just
there's a few.
Mikey. I don't know what's.
I had to been called Mikey, which is funny because Mike Jones is not his real name anyway.
No, of course not.
I'm talking about the guy that pointed the laser thermometer at the.
Oh no, that's a different Mikey. Yeah.
No, that's the other guy.
That's the Mikey I'm talking about.
All right, yeah, that's a different Mikey.
Yeah,
he is very dense. That's what I'm just checking.
I mean, for Mikey, you see, I don't mind him so much because he does have learning difficulties, and I don't. But the problem is he's going on the internet and talking about stuff that he obviously doesn't know anything about. That's where it becomes a problem. I don't mind people
Mikey Smith, isn't he?
Yeah,
I don't know what his surname is. But yeah, I don't. He does have a learning difficulty, so I don't mind him too much, really. That's why
I mean, I would give him at least he's having a go, even though he's completely on the wrong
exactly.
track. But at
Yeah,
least
exactly.
He's sort of saying,
Well, to be completely honest, are there any flat earthers that don't have a learning difficulty?
Well, here's the thing, though, Paul. I mean, as you well know, I mean, like there's guys out there that are pretending to be flat earthers, so they're actually pretending to be dumb. I'm absolutely certain of that, and Bev being one of them. I don't think Bev is that dumb. I mean, compared to maybe the likes of you, maybe, he is. I mean, I'm compared to the likes of you. For me as well, I'm dumb, but
I mean, he's not dumb, but he's not smart by any means either.
No, true. I'll give you that. Yeah, I'll give you that. But then you get some that are just absolutely clueless about literally everything, like Mikey and Son.
Yeah. Some I think is a little bit different. I think some is just he's not so much dumb as he had very poor education, obviously, and he's so stuck on the idea that this is because he's a religious fluff. He's so stuck in this idea, so therefore everything has to not comply because otherwise it doesn't work. So.
Has anyone heard whether there's been any resolution to that Michael on Jim's channel that had the meltdown?
No, I don't know about that one.
Meltdown? What was that about?
Oh, didn't you know about that? No, we were there on Jim's channel one day, and this flat earther come in and he was arguing flat earth, and he got a little bit emotional about his argument, and then he literally had a meltdown. And he was sooking and crying and saying how he didn't want to die and he didn't want to commit suicide and he had mental issues and all sorts. And he literally had a meltdown and lost it. And it was a serious thing. He was going crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, it doesn't.
And then some dick comes on and tells him to listen to the voices in his head and knock himself off. Well, I mean, really? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be getting rid of that guy.
People like him need shooting when they say things like that, honestly.
It's just...
I mean, this is what gets me. It's like people, they come online and they say things that they would never say to people straight, in
real life,
face. And and he's the type of person that is probably like that. And then... But, if he actually said that and that guy went off and did commit suicide because of what he said, I wonder how he would actually feel that he was probably responsible about somebody committing suicide. I wonder.
Well, a lot of people
wouldn't care. Those people don't.
No, they don't dissociate the cyberspace with reality. It doesn't gel.
Yeah, maybe they don't. Yeah, maybe they don't. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Would how would they feel? I wonder. But those are the sort of people. That's what I'm saying. Those are the people that get brave about saying things on online that they would never normally say to people face to face. I guarantee you, there's a lot of people like that. Keyboard warriors.
Well, that's the whole catfishing show. I don't know if you ever watched that, but that sort of shows there's a whole lot of people that have no concept of what they do.
Yeah.
How it affects people.
But that's the double-edged sword about the internet, isn't it? I mean, you can go on the internet and you can be anything or anybody you want, and literally anything at all. And you can say things, and you're going to get some people that are going to believe you. Not everybody, maybe only a few out of many thousands that you might speak to. But you're going to get some that are going to believe what you say. And you can say any old shit. And you can say that you are whoever you want to be. That's the problem. Face-to-face, not so easy. A lot more difficult to do.
Well, they're all intelligent enough to realize that they are separated from their opponent by miles or tens of miles or hundreds or thousands of miles. And so they can get away with saying whatever they like.
Yeah.
Right.
A clown like Mike Jones or Mobius or just pick any of those names. would never talk to you to your face the way they'll talk to you here on the internet. Never.
Absolutely.
And if they did, they'd get their nose broken.
All right.
And they know that.
Yeah. They can be whatever persona they want to be. Yeah.
Oh, sure. You can be as brave as you like sitting here.
Yeah, I mean, proof of that is I used to live in a small village called Rich Hill when I was still married, and I was helping to run a local Facebook page, you know, for people to go on to post stuff and stuff that was going on locally and have discussions about local things and all that kind of stuff. And so I helped sort of set it up and helped to moderate it and stuff like that. And so, kind of long story short, I had a falling out with a number of people on the page because when they found out that I was English, is my theory at least anyway, they took a disliking to me. So we had different. I mean, me being stupid, I used to react to them when I shouldn't have reacted. So got into these arguments and stuff, and they got very aggressive, calling me out and messaging me with all kinds of different threats and all the rest of it. And some of those people I actually bumped into because I mean it's a small village. Some of those people I literally bumped into, you know, in the village and in the local shops and things like that. And they just look at me and they say nothing, but they get online and they can say whatever they want, and that just happened time and time and time again. Yeah, clear proof. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I kind of got a bit more savvy to that, and now I don't get myself into that situation on social media anymore.
Gotta
Just
try and
don't do
avoid
that
it.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't respond because you know you get arseholes like that, and they're looking for a rise out of you. So just don't do it. Just keep away. So, yeah. So since then I haven't. But at that time I was fairly new to social media anyway. I never really took any notice of social media for a long time, or Facebook or anything like that, and I was quite new to it, and you know. So then you live and learn, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah. Someone's bringing up Matt Powell. He's one of those people that dislike immensely. But that's a
That
whole...
subject bores me to tears anyway. Really does bore me to tears.
Oh, the young Earth creation. I think would if you're not in that thing. But the weird thing that annoys me is flat Earth is such a tiny thing. But that next group up, which I put that sort of conservative thinking, ultra conservative thinking, they tend to go down that same line. They are so dangerous.
What, creationist and anti-creationist is a...
Well, creationists, the young Earth creationists, not so much for what they say, no matter how silly that is, but having dealt with them, the people that are pushing it are the serious con men, and I mean really nasty other end of the stuff, convincing people that yes, we know what Christianity is, getting a huge amount of money out of it. And all these people just follow and go along with the crap that they put out. And it's not whether you're an atheist or a Christian. It's just even as Christians, they are that far into the pile that it's just so scary because they just drag these people in, and they get serious money. That's the thing that gets me. But they're spouting.
Oh yeah.
But they're spouting really, oh well, we should kill all the, it's okay. We love the homosexuals so much, but we want to kill them, and justify that position. And that's the sort of crap they're putting out.
Yeah, I mean, you go to the extreme in terms of making money from the ultra Christians, as I call them, as well as who's that guy in the States that's literally made himself rich? He's got a massive mansion and he's built and he's purchased 3 private jets and all the rest of it. I can't think of his name.
Yeah.
But he's well known.
Jimmy Swaggart.
I think that's the one. Yeah, the name rings a bell.
Here's a while ago. He's sort of gone off but there's another one. I don't know his name because I stay away from it. But there's one who was on recently complaining that people needed to give him more money because his private jet was getting old.
That's right. That's what I think. I think he's done exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's done exactly that. You see, what gets me about that is I cannot understand why people cannot see that he's just scamming people for money. That's all it is. Because I mean, he's got all this wealth. He's got a massive mansion. He's got private jets. He's got numerous cars. I mean, very expensive cars. He walks around in very expensive suits, and he tells everybody that God wants him to do this.
Yeah, because
I mean, but you still get people that just keep giving them money.
well, he's
I
pushing
just don't.
he's pushing prosperity religion. That's why. So there's
Yeah.
a section that's very much it seems to be more in the States, but it is around the world, of prosperity religion, which is basically if you are getting lots of money, then God is blessing you more. So therefore,
Right.
you are more holy
Yeah.
because you have more money, or you are more righteous
Because you're giving me, because I'm ordained by God, you're giving me money, therefore you're blessed by God. What? How,
well, that he's blessed by God
why
because
can't people see through that? I don't
Yeah.
get it. I mean,
and-
he's just pure grift. That guy, absolutely 100%, 110% pure grift.
Oh,
He
that's-
doesn't give a flying toss about what happens to you as long as you keep giving him money.
Yeah.
That's all he cares about.
Yeah,
Why
that's
can't people see that?
don't know.
Why people are that gullible?
I mean, I've dealt with a lot of Christians, and yeah, there are. It's when you deal with some of you understand why they get in this mindset because they can the smarter ones are good, you know, like they see the problems, but the others fall into this sort of trap that if you say you're a Christian, therefore you're completely trustworthy. And
That gets me a little bit as well.
and to me, it's sort of like, but that's not how it works. You know, just because someone says they're Christian doesn't mean squat. You don't. You know, that's why all the churches have trouble with people using them to get access to kids and stuff like that. It's because people will make stupid decisions and say, "Oh yeah, that guy who's taking all the girls or the boys into such and such, and no one knows what he does with them." But you know, then when someone
my first wife was quite religious, and we so after her mum and dad joined, we joined this church in Rich Hill, and there was a friend of ours that had quite a private issue. She spoke to my wife about it. She said, "I think you ought to at least go and talk to either the minister or the assistant minister." She chose to speak to the assistant minister in the end. And you would think with somebody like that, whatever you tell them would be confidential, right?
Yes.
Within 2 weeks, everybody knew about the problem, and it was very private. And when I say everybody, it's a big church in a small village, and everybody around the village knew what her issue was. And exactly what you're saying is just because you're a religion, or even somebody, because you're a Christian, or even somebody who's supposed to be in a position that's supposed to be educating people in the Christian faith and helping people in the Christian faith should be trusted, doesn't mean a thing. And that's what I learned very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And it was shortly after that, it wasn't too long when I just turned my back on the whole stuff and I said, sorry, I can't. I was struggling with trying to be a Christian anyway, because I was only really doing it for my wife at the time. Struggling with it anyway, and then I just turned my whole back, and I just decided I think it's just all of it is just a whole load of nonsense.
Well, I often say the biggest barrier to Christianity is other Christians.
Yeah. That's a very true statement, actually. Very true statement. Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree with that more. Yeah. You can really trust. You can't trust anybody, really, to be honest with you.
No, they're just
apart from your own, maybe your own family, and that's it, really.
Because you get the little simple things where it's like they're and a good example is that silly woman that painted over the old painting. It's now called the Monkey Christ, where she said, "Oh yeah, I'm an artist. I can restore the painting," and she painted a complete abstract painting over the top of this old master that was a fresco, and.
Oh really?
Yeah, she had no
Wow.
Didn't know anything about restoration, but having dealt with the way things work in the church, oh yeah, you know, she says she can do it, we'll let her do it. And it's like, no one would question to say, well, what are your credentials? Have you ever done it before? Do you know what you know, it is a, you know, it's a fresco that's it's priceless because it's, you know, it's a, you know,
And she completely painted all over the whole thing instead of just restore.
Oh yeah. So obviously, you've never heard of Monkey Christ. I'll see if I can find it. But yeah, well, it sort of worked out a little bit for the church because it's now so famous for such a bad painting. It's become a tourist attraction. So
All right.
That's like the woman, Timbo, that pretended to be a sign language interpreter at a police press conference.
Oh yeah.
You remember that one?
That was funny. Yeah. Yeah.
She put herself forward to be a sign language interpreter because she thought that would appeal to more people, and she volunteered herself to the police, and they were quite happy to accept it. So she just got there, started waving her hands about. She had no clue whatsoever. She was just doing random things, and
yeah. That also happened, didn't it? Had that happen with some big African leader or something like that, and they were doing this big speech, and somebody else writing up, but that was a guy that volunteered to do the sign language, and it's exactly the same. Nobody checked or anything like that, and yeah, same thing. Can't remember who that was doing.
this is Monkey Christ. So this was. There you go. You can see up in shared up in the thing.
Oh yeah.
So on the left is that's what the fresco looked like, and that was her restoration of it on the right.
Oh dear me.
Yes.
She probably thought, how hard can it be? Did a little bit and thought, oh no, I need to do that. Oh no, I didn't, and then end up doing the whole thing.
She apparently is an artist, and had done some. But you know, there's even a painting of her being painted. that's her. But yes, it was a whole thing of it. And they found I think it's in this one. So that one was a version of what it should have looked like, and then that's
restored.
the state.
Yeah,
that was the state. And it was. She even got rid of the beard and the thorn. It was like. Apparently, she says that she got a little way into it and realised she'd over her head, and then just couldn't stop and just kept going. And then she got advice from somebody else, and they actually liked what she was doing from an artistic point of view, not from a restoration point of view. And so they just kept painting it. It was dear. Yes. So
there's something similar to that on. I don't know if you ever watched Father Ted. I don't know if you ever seen that. There's one show where he's got a car that he's supposed to use to raffle it off, and Father Ted discovers a little tiny dent in the car, so he gets like a little hammer, and he starts, I'll just knock that out, it'll be fine, I'll just knock that out, it's only a little tiny dent. And then you get like a time lapse, and you go past, and then you get a time lapse when the whole car is just completely all smashed in, dented in, and all the rest of it, because he's got carried away. I'll just do this bit, I'll just do that bit, and all the rest of it. I think it's the same thing as she did. She started doing a little bit and think, oh, I haven't done that very well, I need to do this, and then I'll just match that with this.
Yeah, just try and
get
fix it.
Get going. Before you know, she's painted over the whole thing.
kind of like Mr. Bean trying to fix up the little blemish on Whistler's mother. Hey?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Just
that's
keep
right.
going.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just that, yes, and that's us just not understanding the difference between restoration and painting. I think the person you were talking about, by the way, was Kenneth Copeland. He's the guy that was really rich. That I think Brian Stevens had pointed out.
Might have been, yeah. I honestly can't.
He's the famous, very famous for being rich and expecting people to pay for all this.
Walks around in white suits and a white cowboy hat sometimes.
Yeah.
Quite fairly sort of elderly guy, and his wife.
That's a different one.
His wife looks like she's had numerous plastic surgeries,
yeah.
implants of various things.
Yeah.
All paid for by generous donations. Yeah.
Yes, very scary.
That one on the right, the statue looks like Lisa out of The Simpsons.
So yeah, sorry, I was supposed to say it today. Yeah, this one. Yes, these were botched. They put them all together. That I remember that statue when this came out. Oh, who's that? There's Ronaldo. Yeah, that's meant to be Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo, and
really?
Yeah, it was a bronze done, and it was. Oh, I know that one because it was like, yeah, they paid all this money to this guy to do this statue, and of Ronaldo.
Don't anything like him.
And it's like a caricature of somebody. And it was like and you know, you gotta think of this. When you do a bronze like this, you don't carve bronze. You have the image finished before he cast the bronze. So he knew this is what it was going to look like before he cast the bronze. So it's not like you just sort of, the other ones where, just do a little bit and it just got worse and worse. This was,
so you carved the mold. Mold, and then you make the then you actually make the mold, don't you?
Yeah.
To put the molten iron in. Yeah. Or copper, I should say, whatever it is, or bronze, I should say. Sorry.
So he had the chance to look at his mold and say, "No, that doesn't look anything like."
Exactly. He just carried on.
Because usually they do it in clay, make up the face in clay.
Yeah.
Then they make a cast out of that clay. And then there's a at least a 3-step process. So it's not like, you know.
And they make the cast, and then once that's all solidified and ready, then they pour the bronze into it, and then it solidifies.
So
done.
That
no turning back after that. It's done.
So apparently they were not happy. I can't remember, it was a town or whatever who paid for this statue, and that's what they got. It was.
So is Tery all right? How come Tery didn't do a stream tonight?
Don't know. All we got was.
Didn't you say that he was tired or something?
I don't know. I'm just guessing. All we had was about 7 p.m. He's posted he wasn't.
No show tonight.
No show. No stream. That was it.
Yeah, I saw that. That's why I didn't sort of bother turning up. Instead, I've been shifting the stuff out of my music room so I can pull up the carpet and polish the floor before my new piano comes.
Oh, we got a new piano coming, have you? Nice.
Yeah.
Baby grand.
Yeah.
Baby grand. Oh, nice. I remember you talking about it once before, but nice. Have you moved your old one out?
I have, but it will be going back in the same room. There'll be 2 pianos there.
Oh, really? All right. Okay, fair enough.
Is the other one an upright? Together?
Yeah.
Fair enough. It's one of those things I wish I didn't listen to my mum. I was learning piano. My brother was learning piano. He decided he didn't want to do it. And my mum came to me and said, now, if you really want to, if you really, really want to, you could keep going. And reading the tone in her voice, it was like, I don't really want to send you if he's not good. So I said, I'll stop learning.
Right, guys, I'm going to head off. I've got some stuff to do. I'll catch you guys later.
Fair enough. I'm going to head up in a sec anyway. It's nearly 1 o'clock.
Yeah, same here. I got to get early as usual. So.
Okay, thanks, Pat. Okay. Well, I might call it quits then.
All right. See you guys.
Yeah, righto. See ya.
Okay.
All right. Go to my channel, I guess.
Yeah, do that. I'll catch up with you guys next Saturday, hopefully.
I see Mike Jones is over there, so I'll go fuck with him for a while.
Why not?
He's where? Over at your channel?
Yeah.
I might pop over too for a little bit.
Yeah, let me see which room he's in. I think he's in level is horizontal. It looks like where he is.
Yeah. Go ahead and play. Okay, guys. See you later.